Hello, comrades, and welcome to episode number 245 of the Terminus podcast for the weeks of December 14th, 2024. I'm your host, Ellis, otherwise known as the Admiral. With me, I have the same roster as the last few episodes. Jonathan Van Aken, Aiden Jansen, and Jacob Durbin. Welcome back, guys. Thank you for being my mainstays for the last, 3 months on the show.
There are more co-hosts than us, I swear.
No, I don't know if that's true. But we do have a new guest this week. Welcome, Train Street.
Hello, I am Train Street.
Train Street is a New Providence Northern member,
Yeah.
and so we are happy to have him in more than one way. This episode we will talk about automated trains, paint schemes, short lines, and bullet trains, as well as the N&W 12-4 sleeper. So, hold tight. The train will terminate at this station.
Oh, hi. We are in Sapporo, Hokkaido, Japan, looking one direction on the outside of the central station in Sapporo. Judging by the vibe, I think the camera is facing west, with the tracks in the foreground heading out to the left, east. But I could also be completely wrong, because honestly, it's been a while since I've been to the station. Hee.
Yeah, well, Bender was. I'm realizing Bender's the one who picked the cam. Maybe I should have put Bender on the spot.
He may have been the one who picked the cam, but he may not have been the one who asked for the cam.
In the last couple of weeks, we've had, bless you, a total of, quick maths, 10 incidents from 4 different railroads. And I'll say this right now, if you are curious to see the articles, videos, etc. on these incidents that we are about to cover, please check the Cargoes document. It is linked in the description. So, the first one that we have on the list was a December 2nd incident by CSX Transportation. This might be the best looking one. This is the one a CSX train hits a truck in the snow, and it's just a massive cloud of snow. And it took me a while to even get video with high enough fidelity to know exactly what hit the truck, because, snow doesn't do great things for a YouTube bitrate. A stack train hit a truck that says Dean's on it, which is kind of a bummer that Dean is not on this show, because I thought of several jokes. But that was the first one. Kind of a crazy video there. The second ones were on the 6th. A rock train derailed in South Carolina. I'm not sure if this rock train was on the way to help reopen, part of the clinch field or whatever. But this, they knocked cars all over the place. 14 loaded hoppers on the ground. They put cars onto the neighboring U.S. highway. Absolutely stellar. It was about 40 miles north of Savannah, Georgia.
It was going to Homestead.
It was.
Anger Ravels.
Of course.
No, it wasn't. But
Funny to think if it was.
You can dream. On the 6th as well, we got one from CPKC of in-cam footage of the crew just taking a nap, and they get hit by a train. So, I'm not sure exactly what the story is here, but it was a head-on collision between a train that was obviously stopped for some time because the crew was literally sleeping, and a train which I would imagine passed a signal of danger and just ran straight into them. I'm doubly not sure how this happened, because it's on a single track stretch of railroad, and if the train were to actually stop at the signal like it was supposed to, then you'd have the locomotion situation of 2 trains just staring at each other. No one could go around. So, I have no idea how we got here, but that's where we are. The following day, we had Union Pacific's first of the period. UP derailed what looks like a bunch of tankers, what looks like into water. So, the title here, City of Houston, says water supply safe after train derailment sends 2 cars into canal. I'm going to assume that is a canal for, drinking water or some such thing. That same day, Union Pacific had a second derailment, this time in Tucson. Not very special. Looks like a very minor derailment. Let's see. That was the 7th. The 9th has Union Pacific's third incident of the period. This one is actually fairly tragic. A 15-year-old was hit and killed by a train. There were some things tied to this incident about people having to get around the trains that were stopped. Sort of a very common story of people trying to climb under and around trains that have stopped blocking crossings for long periods of time. That's been a subject of the podcast many a time. Don't do that if you're curious as to my opinion. And I don't actually know if that was a factor in this specific incident. The 10th had another one from CSX. This was a freight train on a car. This one also resulted in a fatality. This was in East Chicago. I would imagine the fatality was in the car. And then 3 days later, on the 13th, we had our second from CPKC. This was a person being hit by a train but not killed by some miracle. And a train hitting a semi-truck. This was an NS incident in, I don't know where this is. Oh, Kentucky. Finally, to round it off, this actually might be the same one. 15-year-old. Yeah, so this is marked CSX, but I think it was it was Union Pacific. So this is the same one as before, I believe. Well, that's one less, but still tragic. Let me reorganize these properly, and I'll put these in the cargoes for everyone to see. No surprise, I don't think anyone is going to be nominating the deaths for best wreck. Personally, I think the first incident we covered, the train hitting the truck in the snow. As far as I know, there were not injuries as well, which always helps. But the in-cab video, if people have not seen the in-cab video of the CPKC train getting hit by the other train, that's also pretty funny. Because it's a relatively low-speed incident. No one was injured, but people were definitely startled. What do we have for votes across the board? Best wreck.
I'm going to say the in-cab one because, well,
Yeah.
as long as nobody was injured, it's kind of funny.
It
Yeah,
is pretty
that
funny.
sucks.
Yeah. I'm with that. I'm with that one. That one is pretty funny.
Once again, I invite everyone to check out the Class 1 Mantle of Responsibility section in the cargoes, and we get to award it to someone else because CPKC was the previous holder and they had an incident. They are no longer the holder. The current holder is now BNSF.
Crazy.
So it's been the longest for them since an incident, at least one that we had on record. If you know of a train wreck, if you know of an incident that has happened recently, feel free to post it in our Discord, in the Terminus podcast channel, our Terminus news channel, and tag it appropriately. So I'm going to clean up these things. Let's clear that up. What has everyone been up to in the last couple of weeks? Other than than what Train Street and I have been doing, I'm going to try to gather some things.
I got a repeat mystery box and some free brass.
Oh, you got a mystery box? What'd you get?
Let me see if I can find the pictures of when I got it, because it was funny. One of my friends and I got more or less the same box.
I've known there are a lot of people I know that have been getting mystery boxes lately, and
I mean, considering it's a DCC sound engine for $300, regardless of what you get, it's going to be good. But they're fresh out.
they're out of mystery boxes.
Yeah, well, out of, I guess, out of DCC sound engines to put in them.
Well, that's kind of a bummer. No more gambling.
Let's
Yeah,
go
I mean, you can-
gambling.
I mean, you can still gamble, but you won't get the DCC sound engine out of it, so not as cool.
Yeah, it's kind of a
But
bummer. Did they lower the price at least because you can't get an engine anymore?
I don't know.
Bummer. So is
What
this
I've
is
seen,
this what
what
you
I've seen
got?
people getting are 2 DC engines.
Oh, that's not
I
bad.
mean, that's kind of
That's
So
still
instead of
pretty
getting one
cool.
DCC sound, you just get 2 DC engines, or you'll get like a full like 8-core turbo liner just DC.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to get a Rapido mystery box now.
Yeah, this is what I got. One guy in my club got a turbo liner, and I'm waiting to see what one of my friends that he got one, but is waiting till Christmas to open it.
Oh, we just lost
Bye,
somebody.
Bender.
We lost Bender.
Oh no. Anyway,
That RS-18U is pretty cool.
yeah, it's by probably at least 20 years the most modern engine I own now, but it's really cool. Here's a picture of it on well, my friend also got one. His is leading, and he speed matched it with 2 of his other engines, so we had all 3 of them
Nice.
on a train last week.
That's pretty
And
nice.
next-
Like that.
Yeah. Then next to it, there on the middle track, that's the other part of what I want to talk about. I'll get to the free brass in a minute.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
that's MPL was making waves, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, I think I talked about this last time. I have 3 MPL engines right now for our good friend Ujili's, and as of last week, they all run. Let me find. Yeah, there's some pictures. They all run. I still need to weather 2004 and put the PTC antenna on it, but they all run. They all sound really good. I fitted them with scale sound speakers. All the lights work.
Is it
Not like
me,
it's
or is the frame of 2004 like bent?
Yeah, it's a little weird because Proto 2000 and trying
I
to fit
see.
everything in there, but ignore that. It's fine.
Oh yeah, see that looks kind of warped.
It's fine.
Proto 2000, which means
Yeah.
it's that model's got some years on it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think the shell might be a little weird, and then it's a tight fit to fit all the stuff in there without modifying the frame, which I really don't want to do.
You know what Ojulius
Plus
needs? He needs a B unit.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I want to make him like an MPL GP7 or F units or something at some point.
He needs something fancy and old for like an office train, and he needs
Yeah.
like a GP30 B unit or something, like one of the weird later B units.
That'd be fun.
What about something cursed, like a cursed like F40PH or B unit or something like that?
It's just a big
Yeah.
rectangle.
One of the like SD70 Ace B units.
Yes, yeah.
Oh
Like
god,
an F59 B unit or something like that.
SD9 B unit, but it's Steam equipped for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a steam generator car.
yeah, that exactly.
Oh, what the hell? This is gonna be like the automated train of the future. They're just all gonna look like this.
Oops, all B units.
Yeah. You don't need a
Um,
cab if you don't need an engineer.
I would 100% buy that to put behind my Providence and Worcester diesel. 100%.
Yeah, one of my friends actually got a Providence Worcester diesel, and I offered to buy it off him, but he's keeping it.
Can I steal it?
I mean, I know where he lives. Come to Ohio.
All right. Bet
We'll break into his house.
I'll make the drive down there.
Okay.
I mean, bring it to the biggie. Which, speaking of that, we have what, 39 days till the
39
big E.
days.
Oh
I
dear,
need to get my time off.
it's
secured.
coming, and we just had our open house at the Providence Northern. That was a lot of fun. If we're talking about models that we just got, basically the entirety of Sunday, Train Street, myself, and Yankee spent downstairs in the Grange building with the modular layout set up, just sort of, well, you know, you could call it testing the modular layout, but really we were just sort of screwing around. I
Definitely.
brought out for the first time since purchasing it, I brought out my 440, which I bought specifically to run on the PN modular layout because it'll make the curves. Yankee captured some great photos of it dawdling around.
That's such a cool little layout.
It is. A lot of people said, you know, this is like the perfect size, and I said, yeah, I wish we had like a track plan we could sell or give away. But if you look at these photos, if you look closely, you'll notice something is missing. And don't worry, I'm not actually missing a part. I found it later, but I've determined I'm going to keep it like this. This locomotive has only one marker light. The other one was just, it fell to the bottom of the box. But I'm going to keep it like this because it helped me find a name for this locomotive, which also ties into the fact that this came off of Bai. This is my first and only purchase from Bai. There's a great little channel out there called Rachel and June Adventures, which is this really cute little couple that has a bunch of adopted cats. They live in Japan, and they have this one-eyed rescue adopted stray named Peachy.
Oh.
And so I said, this is a little one-eyed adopted locomotive from Japan. Her name is now Peachy. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it in the end. It might end up being Providence Northern. It might end up being Iron Horseman or even Mansfield Branch Railroad, the canonical
Porterfield and Ellis.
What?
Porterfield and Ellis.
Oh, God. Yeah. But I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with it, but what I do know is it's going to come with me to the Big E, and it's going to run around in the layout, because we have some issues with the locomotives that go with the automated running. Meanwhile, Transstreet, do you want to talk about the challenge I may or may not have given you?
Oh, I would love to. All right, so me and Flying Yankee Productions, we were just running around. We were running the layout. About halfway through, I'd say us being there, we swapped Ellis's 440 and I brought a Providence and Worcester GP38 down with me to test because I just put DCC into it. And we were running it. It was running smooth. And Ellis said, hey, I bet you can't get an entire train of every freight car on this layout around the layout without derailing. So we took that as a challenge and put every single piece of rolling stock that was on the modular layout behind my Providence and Worcester GP38 and got it to run around the layout without derailing. It took us about, probably 45 minutes to an hour to get to that point, but we did it.
And it took you, like, running it around one direction for a while, and then one of the cars was derailing constantly, and you said, well, what if we take it the other direction instead? And so you'd rearrange the whole consist, turn the engine around.
Yeah.
Something fun about that modular is the wiring is relatively simple because there are no reverse loops on that layout, despite what it might look like. So it was a 5-finger switch maneuver to get the locomotive facing around the other way. And yeah, that is a great little video. I sadly do not have a way to pop this out and show the audience, but
it's so that I did get that because I'm like, I at least need some proof that this did happen, so it doesn't seem like a bunch of myths that came from 3 guys having too much fun running a modular layout. But yeah, no, it did actually happen.
And in between messing around on the modular layout, you and Ben bought some trading cards and unpacked them. There's some good videos of that. And I've actually just hit the threshold for when I got to start working on a new batch. So that should be coming within the next couple of months. I'm very excited about it. I don't know what's going to be in it yet. But
is it too late to send batch suggestions? I just had a great idea.
Oh, you can send me batch suggestions whenever you like, as long as you have like some capital to spend on that front. I can check if you remind me after the show if you have any available picks. Usually, I give out picks for winning the local games that we host. Tonight's will be an exception, of course, because it is our Zombie Train Locomotive Versus, but of course, before we get to that, there are some other things that people have been up to.
I have some great picks for cards. Amazing. Definitely MBT. Definitely not MBTA related. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna have an MBTA of 40 as the next helper card.
I would
Actually,
100% buy 10 of them.
that would be kind of fun. Um, at any rate, who else has been out and about? I did actually go on another adventure, but Jader, I didn't let you finish with your purchased brass, did I? Or your new brass?
Yeah, well, technically purchased because I traded one of the cars I got in the mystery box for this poor, kind of sad C&O Kana that my friend had that he's, I think for the last year or so, tried to sell me, and he's kept lowering the price. And then when he saw what I got in the mystery box, he's like, "Dude, I'll just trade you one. I'll just trade you this flat car for it." So, okay. So
I
this
would
came
like to
home with
say
me.
technically purchased is a really great way to get around the word stolen. Um, but this is a lot of pieces.
Yeah, I've been looking over it. Like I haven't sat down and laid out all the parts on the table yet. But just looking over it, I think all the parts I need to at least make it whole. Not barring electronics and lights and decoder and stuff. But all the mechanical parts I think are there.
Okay. Yeah, I
So
just I looked at this and there was just like a distinct lack of wheels. I just
yeah,
saw one. Okay, there's another
yeah,
set.
all the drivers are there. All the leading and trailing trucks and tender bits. All the valve gears there, all disassembled. But I mean, it's going to save me a little bit of effort because I'd have to completely tear it apart anyway to paint it.
Yeah, and now the work is done for you. It's already apart.
It exactly. So and I've been spending the past few days trying to find a prototype to number this for, and because I'm a stickler for details, it's kind of a hybrid between the later order Kanaz, where the whistle was up by the stack, and if you notice on the shell, there's hardly any air reservoirs.
Yeah,
On the later orders, those were cast into the frame,
I see.
but the model, you don't see that on the model, so they're just not there. And then I think the bell is a different type on the later orders or in the later Alco ones, but otherwise it seems pretty accurate.
Okay. Well, that looks like an adventure. I hope it gives you less trouble than some of the other brass you've picked up in the past. And also, I appreciate the fact that I don't get to ask, hey, so, how much did you spend on this? Because, you got it for relatively... You didn't steal it.
Yeah, I mean, technically, if I think there were... Wait.
What?
I think
Are
6
you learning
items...
that you stole it?
No, well, no. I'm trying to think... Why do I hear sirens? I'm trying to think how many items were in the mystery box.
You posted 4. Were there more?
There was a Christmas ornament, a mug, and a beanie. So 7 items, $300. Wait. So I technically paid $43, about $43 for this.
Was it just like miscellaneous? They just give you like miscellaneous merch?
They just kind of throw some stuff in there, and I think this is the second year of doing the mystery boxes, and they change it.
Huh. Okay.
Like last year was a different Christmas ornament, and then whatever trains you got. This year they had the beanie, a mug, another Christmas ornament, a little like card for Rapido 20 years, and then whatever trains you got.
I see. Okay. Train Street, you went to another show recently as well, right? Did you pick up anything there?
Yes, so I will send a picture in this chat. So, a couple weekends ago, I blew off coming to Providence Northern so I could go to Greenberg with a couple other members. We decided to just go up for the day and go walk around and get some stuff. So,
Nice Johnson.
So I went down there.
Ooh.
Nice Bach.
So I went down there and I made some poor financial decisions, as
Yep.
per usual when it comes to train
I,
shows.
I was gonna say,
So,
as you do at a train show.
so yeah, no, I walked around. I got the highlight of that was getting a BLI Pennsylvania T1 for 280, I think it was somewhere around there. It
That's a
wasn't
good deal.
that bad.
Nice.
Yeah. So I
Does it run?
tried about yes, it runs very well. I brought it to Providence Northern twice now, I want to say. It runs very well. And the
Well,
smoke unit, I've tried the smoke unit once because I didn't want to like completely fry the thing. It is extremely like smoky. It made my whole basement smell like smoke fluid for about an hour
Yeah, that's why.
afterward.
That's see that right there is the reason why you can't do it at the PN.
Yeah. And then I think the other highlight was the Kato corrugated business car in the back. I stole that for like $30, I think. It was
ooh,
like really I lowballed the seller and he's like, "Yeah, I'll do $30." It was really really great getting one of those because I've been stealing Flying Yankee Productions corrugated business car every time we've been at the club, so I don't have to do that anymore.
very nice.
Yeah.
And before the show, you were talking about how your second passion is the N&W, and that's certainly
Yeah,
this is a nice coach set that you picked up as well.
yes, it is very evident as I'm trying to as forever for I do have a NNW 1218 in HO scale. I have quite a few NNW engines, and I've been trying to get a like 80s NS Steam program passenger contest going. So I found 5 NNW passenger cars for $40 at the show, so I just couldn't help myself and buy all 5 of them.
Nice. I ran into that with some Pensy cars. I've got a set of Pensy cars, but they don't run very well. And I was going to get a whole nother set to attach to them to make a very long, like Broadway Limited. But I don't have the time or the inclination to get all that stuff to like run properly.
This
So,
is why you have me.
I know.
And
Well,
other friends.
this is why you need to like move to Rhode Island. I don't know.
I
Listen,
to
if you're ever,
indeed to indeed.com.
if you ever bring those Pensy cars to PN, I'll be happy to throw them behind my T1 and steal them for a little bit.
And you can. They've run with my T1 a couple of times. I actually had to zoom in to make sure we didn't have the same number.
That would make it really
But
easy.
yeah, they're just kind of. Eh. They're one of those ones where the coupler is like bound to the. Like when you rotate the truck, it rotates the coupler as well.
Oh.
Yeah, so
It's one
yeah.
of
Truck
the
mounted.
it's one of the Athearn like truck mounted knuckle couplers. Those things
No,
suck.
they're not truck mounted. They just swivel.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Huh?
The
How?
the couplers
Huh?
aren't mounted to the trucks, but there's like a linkage where when the truck turns, the coupler also turns.
Oh, what the?
Oh, weird.
Yeah, I'll have to dig them out. They're nice
Yeah.
coaches though.
Huh.
At any rate, if that's it for train shows, I know East, you were doing some rail fanning the other day. You had some nice catches you wanted to share.
I see the
Yes.
GP30.
Uh-oh.
G30, which is another Jada product.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, wait a minute. You saw a GP30, and then I went, oh wait, no. This first photo is not real. This is a model.
Unfortunately, I wish it was real. Yes, the club had a Christmas party, so we went to some guy's house, and some guy's house also happened to have a layout inside of it. Very nice layout.
Huh.
Cute little thing. The next photo is of the Day 1 Heritage Unit. Mayor Gobbles.
Nice catch. Was that on the Floridian?
Yeah, yeah, Floridian. It's been captive for a little bit on the Floridian, couple weeks now. Next we have CSXL 792, westbound out of Miami to somewhere in North Florida, Central Florida, something like that.
To the north.
Yep, all loaded rock. About 130 cars, I'd say, give or take.
Sadly, leaving Seaboard Homestead, it would go on to derail in North Carolina.
Yeah. Second image, or third image is that same contest, just close up, showing the YN2 H44. Then we have God's most reliable GP49. Famously kills itself every like 30 seconds.
It's a little crusty.
Then we have the
I like how
inverse
it's got
also.
like a proper plow on it in Florida.
Yeah. You know, it's for when you hit people.
Yeah, it's for scooping
And
cars.
Yeah.
The
It's a
next
people.
photo.
Yeah, it's a people catcher.
You need actually that's what you need. You need like the stuff they had on trolleys, or it would
Yeah.
just grab you.
Yeah. Next photo is the inverse of the other train. It's a CSX-L793 southbound, empty rock and loaded center beams. Seen here with mismatched number boards and a police chase going on in the background.
What?
We
Where?
saw the police chase go by.
Oh.
We're standing there, it's like, what's all that sirens as you see like 50 police cars drive by and like 3 helicopters?
So I mean,
I'm like, oh.
it's just like I mean, I can't believe you got GTA 6 already.
Yeah, no early access. Next we have God's derpiest F40. The ditch lights blink in parallel, not in series. So they flash at the same time.
That's funny.
It's very funny.
Jader, can you make sure? Can you wire some up like that for goofies, for goofiness?
Yes, I can.
Next we have the LNN Heritage, Mango Gobbles.
Oh shoot! I didn't even think anything of it because it's got the gray body. I was just like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
normal CSX. Oh wait,
Normal CSX. And then the next page is also normal CSX, it's 428.
this is your long hood forward CSX.
Yeah, I'm like, huh, why is it's like, it's been a while, I wonder if the train's gonna come by. Ding, 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 ding.
It's
And I'm
so
like,
dirty.
Yeah, that's what Homestead will do to you.
Well, that's cool stuff. I wish I had freight trains. I almost stayed out for WOTA the other night. In fact, when Gloria and I got out of seeing Wicked, it was like perfect timing to catch WOTA, but we had one of our other friends with us, and I said, I'm not going to subject you to that. We'll just go home.
But the WOTA quota.
I know we almost got
You
the
should-
WOTA quota.
You should have forced your friend to go rail pinning with you. That's the best like.
No,
friend
because
out.
the
Taking
problem
your
is
friends at nothing.
they weren't my friend. Well, I mean they are, but they're not primarily my friend. They're Gloria's friend. So you know.
Aw.
If it was one of my friends, if it was like Ian or something, I would have been like, "Get over here." The people that I've dragged to the Providence Northern like once every 10 years. At any rate, did we have anything else that we wanted to cover over this section? Ben, or did you get up to anything? I'll take that as a no. Considering what he wrote on the sheet, I'm going to take that as a definite no.
What the heck?
Only normal days here. For the record, the title so far of this episode is technically purchased.
Technically purchased. That's crazy.
This
Hold
past
on, Alice,
Friday.
I was gonna say. What's the last thing on there?
Yeah, I was. Well, there is one more thing that I get to talk about, that I get to put on my FOMA resume and brag about, which is that when previously when I think, were you there, Train Street, or did you miss that one? Because I know Ben
Which
was
one?
there with a whole bunch of other people when we all went to Essex to foam the Christmas
No,
trains.
I was at Edaville that day. I
Okay,
went
right.
The day after you guys. Yeah.
But we went to Essex, and I ran into somebody that I knew sort of mutually through ISIS content, and
ISIS content.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
ICE.
No, actually, we really, we want. Let me tell you about coordination. People working together to achieve a
Thank
goal.
you, Sean McDermott.
Yeah. No, the and he offered me a cab ride, and I could not accept at that point in time because I was there with TJ and Mew, and also had the dog with me.
Take
and-
Lafayette on the foot. Take Lafayette on the cab.
Yeah, I don't think he would have enjoyed that very much.
He runs the thing. Let him run the
There's
thing.
a dog driving that train.
Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
What the dog doing?
But I finally got back to take that ride. It was a lot of fun, honestly. It was in the cab of 3025. They just sort of sat me down on the fireman's seat and said, like, you stay there. Because I said, how do I stay out of your way? And, I was, maybe 30 seconds into the ride and we're pulling out of Essex, and I went, I get it. This is exhilarating. This is incredible. It's, I think, the largest locomotive that I've ever gotten a cab ride in. It's the first standard gauge steam locomotive, as far as I can remember, that I've ever had a cab ride in. And it was not, all that bitterly cold. It was cold outside, but it was not too cold inside. And it was a lot of fun. Just sort of talking shop with the crew, and it turns out the engineer is also a WWF volunteer, and so I'm certain that I've met him before, but I did not remember him. And yeah, we went up and back. I mean, it's a 90-minute experience for Polar Express.
How fast did they run? How fast did they run up there?
Not too fast. I think I meant to ask what class of track it was, but maybe 15, 20 if I had to hazard a guess.
One.
Okay.
So because I talked with them briefly about doing the, going all the way to good speeds and doing the run around there, and they said, well, it might be possible if we sort of highballed, we could do it in the same amount of time, but it would be stretching the schedule a little bit. And you don't really necessarily want to add time to an already 90-minute Christmas late night experience, which in this case it was the 6:30 train, which was the second to last run of the night. 40 was running the last run of the night, and I got to hang around as after we went up and back and ran around the train at Deep River and ran all the way back to Essex, which was a lot colder, running in reverse. I got to hang around as they put the train to bed, and you put the locomotive to bed, and I got to see some of the preparations you have to do when you're letting a locomotive sit outside overnight in freezing cold and possibly rain, which is cracking open all of the fittings to make sure nothing freezes, to let a little bit of steam escape. I got to watch them build the bank. So yeah, thank you, Zimzam, for inviting me along. That was a lot of fun. I would love to do it again sometime. At any rate, that was my experience there. I don't really know what other details we have. It was just a lot of talk and shop, and it was a lot of fun. Watching someone work like that, I was like taking mental notes. It's like, okay, this is how I have to do it when Century of Steam comes out. It was, there's nothing quite like being on the footplate of a steam locomotive like that. And I learned some things about SYs as well, which is why I made my pick for Loco Royale, which we are doing this week. It's time for... Who's going to do it?
Locomotive Royale.
Locomotive versus.
Where's Bender? Bender, are you still there?
I don't know what happened.
What happened to Bender? He left, he came back, he's been silent. We broke Bender. Well, at least Bender has something written down for the look. Oh.
Yeah, hello.
Hello?
Hello. Hello.
Now we can hear you.
To Freddy
Yeah, I've been
Fazbear's
speaking the past
Peep
like
Show.
bit.
God damn it, you're...
No, I hit the power button on my UPS, and then it kind of shuts off the computer because it's plugged into it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oopsie.
And that broke everything?
No, it just shut off my computer and I rebooted it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what broke.
Well, we couldn't hear you.
Oh well.
I hope we didn't miss out on any really funny jokes.
No, if I had anything funny to say, I would have been promoted to this group years ago.
All right, so yeah, this week is our annual Zombie Train Locomotive Versus. It is the last podcast before December 21st, the anniversary of the release of the Zombie Train, and as it was a fixture in so many childhoods, apparently, I've been told, we like to take this time to explore what it might be like to take a steam locomotive for the end of the world today. And I think for probably not the first year in a row, I'm taking 3025 because I like it even more now. Jader is taking Valley Railroad 97. Okay. We're
It's
gonna
the
have to.
first thing that popped in my brain.
We're gonna have to fight about it.
I was gonna use like 1293, but I remembered it hasn't ran in like however many years.
Yeah, no, 1293 is probably out of scope for this. So, just to clarify with the audience, it has to be a steam locomotive standard gauge in North America that is currently operable. Uh, and I extend that a little bit. If a locomotive has not run lately but is operable, that's okay. If it is like past the end of its certificate and decommissioned, then no. Um, this is actually a really great photo. Hold on, let me see if I can get this one.
It's got a lot of pixels.
View all sizes. Oh, I can't open the photo because the owner is disabled downloading other photos. Son of a gun. I should really just take the picture of 3025 that you took, Jader, that we used for the trading card.
Which one was that?
I don't know. I don't know where it is. It's buried on this computer somewhere.
I
bet
might
you can find
I
it.
might have it on my phone. Let me see here.
Okay.
Or at least I might have an picture of it.
If Glorious Chinese Steam does not need Firebox data,
What does that mean?
can it simply be infinity for when the stack gets
No.
called?
Wait a
Glorious
minute.
Leader makes sure Steam does not need Firebox.
East, what are you trying to bring?
Also, how are you bringing 3025? It doesn't have stat sheet.
I
Oh,
have
you made your own
I
stat
have the
sheet.
stat sheet.
I was gonna bring 80 something and something. It's a SY, I think.
Oh boy, we would have a
Oh, that's the picture.
pointing
Yeah.
Okay.
pointing match.
For some reason.
Hold on,
Yes.
let me grab the photos here. But okay, so we have myself with 3025, Bender with 2816. Can I get a good photo of 2816?
Yes, I'm
I was
uploading
gonna
it right
bring
now.
8419, but it's missing Firebox
See,
stats,
I
unfortunately.
don't need a picture off the internet because my friends both went to see it. One in Minot and one in Kansas City. So here is a good picture provided by my friend Omega.
I am. Ooh, yeah, 2816 is a good pick. Um,
I hope so.
are they?
I
Oh,
hope
you
I
don't have
win.
stats for the JS.
Yeah, I found everything but Firebox stats.
Damn. And that means you're missing like power comps too and stuff. So that's not
Only
great.
3 power comps, but yeah.
Where is that operating?
I don't know. And okay,
The
4449.
Boone Scenic
That's going to be the
Valley.
largest locomotive here,
Okay,
unless
okay.
East just decides to take 4014.
Yeah, I'm going
Which,
44, 41.
I had the photo
He's-
ready.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
All
I
right,
need to
this
see
is
what
going to
my
be entertaining.
competition is.
I did not expect to be on the small end of this, but I guess it's definitely an
fuck it.
option. It's an option of all time.
I need to find the photo I want to use. Because there's a specific photo I want to use, but I need to find it.
Okay, I'm gonna put in.
It's not 4014.
Oh, you're not putting. Okay,
Oh, wait.
um,
Who put 4014 in for me?
I did because you sent a picture of it. Oh, you're gonna use
There we go.
148. Oh, that's a good pick. That's a good
I knew
pick.
you were going to use 148.
And then
I
Jade, are
was
you
low-key
taking
considering it.
Veil 97?
It's an absolute dog shit engine. I am so excited to be out before
Oh, it's so
Style
garbage. Yeah.
So, for those who are unfamiliar, this is a game of statistics and style. We have 4 rounds where we each get to choose a stat call from the list of stats on steamlocomotive.com. And some of them higher win, some of them lower win. We'll go around the horn, mark down our numbers for them, and go from there. I don't know why I'm so bad at explaining things today. East, do you have
It's
your
Mo-
photo?
It's Monday.
It is
Yeah.
Monday. I
think I want to use this one.
I can give you a photo. I forgot I have it in my
It's like-
thing.
I'm gonna send one of my own photos. Because, like, there is another photo I could use, which is right now, which technically has, like, Santa Express on the front, and the entire thing is decorated for Christmas.
Oh my
It
god.
could probably give me an ornament style point.
Oh, Christmas.
But I'm
tree.
also, like this would be the other photo with the wreath.
I need to try to.
That's not the current Santa one. The current Santa one is like somewhere else in someone else's DMs, but like,
Do you want to do the first one or the second one?
do the first one. I'm not gonna make it a style points anyway.
The first one has a dual beam headlight, which is absolutely wild.
Yeah.
Who you know would like to know your location.
Yeah.
But we'll go down the list. Train Street, if you have any questions about this game, feel free to ask them. There's also a link to the
Alright.
rules down at the bottom underneath the list of
Yeah.
list of
Yeah,
stats.
Let me look at that.
I'm actually going to pull them up myself. What you're looking for is the local royale rules, which are
Oh my
on
God.
page 3.
Page
Um,
three.
What is this photo?
Oh, here's a photo. This is probably my favorite photo of 148 ever. There you go.
that
I
is a
love
nice
that
photo.
I know who took that photo.
Who took that photo?
Seeps.
A friend of mine. No, it's not Siebes, unfortunately.
Oh,
Not the Kairos.
This is another really good photo.
We're just out here sharing photos of 148 now. Okay, we know what we're
Oh,
doing.
nut.
The 148 photo
I
of it with
I
the
actually need
hat
to figure out
on
what the hell I'm going to call. Let me get out the timers.
Smoker lights.
So I've got 60 seconds to make my first tackle here. I'm not used to playing this game. I'm only used to running the game. No, everybody has one veto. We do 4 rounds of stats. Then we go into style points. Anyone that is more than 10 points behind when we go into style points gets dropped immediately. Here's my first stat call. What is everyone's? Let me just look around the horn one more time. Oh, that doesn't help me at all. I'm probably going to land in the middle of this. What is everyone's tender loaded weight? Yeah, tender loaded weight. Going once, going twice. Tender loaded weight. Okay, so mine is... I'm realizing I don't actually have the card in front of me. What? It's right here. There we go. I just realized, yeah, no, the stat page is not complete, as East pointed out, so I have to use the trading card, and I didn't grab it, because once again, I'm not used to playing this game, I'm used to running it. There we go. Tender loaded weight. 120,150 pounds. And I know I'm at least going to lose to Jader, because this is the largest tender on the Valley Railroad. Bender?
291,900.
East?
62.
162. Jader?
140,000 pounds even.
140,000 pounds even. Also, this is... Well, let me enter that for you. And I'm noticing that the tender in this photo is its original tender. So not quite the right... not quite the right era, but alas. What is your tender loaded weight, Train Street?
Hang on, I'm still trying to find the tender loaded weight.
It is... Your tender loaded weight is going to be like about in the middle of the second section
Okay.
of stats.
448,400 pounds.
Big.
Okay. 448,400. So,
I think that's it. I may be getting the wrong weight. I don't know.
okay, so it turns
That
out
sounds
that,
about
that
right.
despite having the allegedly higher capacity, I have a lighter tender. So I get 5 points, 4 points to Jader, 3 points to East, 2 points to Bender, and 1 point to the Daylight with the heaviest tender. Bender, what is your stat call?
Yeah.
No, hang on. Sorry. I read the wrong thing. It's 291,000 pounds. I read the wrong thing.
191,000 pounds. Okay.
291,000.
Oh.
Like on the
Wait.
money,
Hang
wait.
on. Wait, did I read the right thing? Hang on.
because that would put you ahead of Bender by 900 pounds, and
No.
I'm not entirely sure I believe that.
Look, it's three. I read the GS1. It's 313,730. I read the GS1.
That makes a little bit more sense.
730.
Yeah.
Okay.
313,730. I read the GS1 on accident.
All right. The points remain unchanged. Bender, what is your stat call?
Okay. So true. So true, bestie. Flues.
Flues. Okay, flues. Going once. Going twice. have to make sure that I have them, and then I realize what I am. Flues, flues. So that turns blue, which means we go over to the right side of the sheet and down. Flues are in cell V52. Look for cell V52 in the blue area.
52.
V as in Victor.
Oh, V. Damn, never mind.
My flues are. I have 36 of them, and they are 5.25 inches. Bender?
I have 171 at 3.5.
Holy crap. East?
21 at 3 3/8, something like that, give or take.
3 and 3/8
5
or
and
5 and
3/8?
3/8?
5 and 3/8. No, 5.375. That number, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
3/8, I think.
Jader?
This is funny. I also have 21 flues at 5.375 inches in diameter.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
Huh.
Wait.
Hold on.
What?
Train Street?
I'll take it.
I have 220 at 3.5 inches.
Okay,
Oh,
220.
someone typed it in the wrong spot. Never
3.5
mind. I was about to
inches.
say.
Okay, yeah, I was. If 4449 had the same number of flues as Engine G, I would be concerned.
Yeah, SP was doing something.
At any rate, that does give 5 points to Train Street, 4 points to Bender, 3 points to myself, and 2 points apiece to 148 and 97, which is kind of wild. Third stat call. East, what is your stat call?
The only stat I might actually have a chance at winning at. Which is a lie, but. Tender fuel capacity. Yeah, tender fuel capacity.
Okay, tender fuel capacity. Going once, going twice. Wait a minute. I'm going to veto that.
Ah, boo! Screw you, Ellis.
I was gonna say, I'm
I'm
not sure I
not.
could have done it anyway, because the GS4 is oil.
So it's
Yeah, but
148.
I'm not. So tender
Oh,
fuel
so it's
capacity.
okay, well.
Get out of here. All right, try something else.
What's the stat that can spite Ellis the most?
Wow. Yeah, it was
Probably
that
the
one.
underwater capacity.
It was that one. He's just got 60 seconds to figure out how to destroy me, like Tucker Carlson. I'm looking at this locomotive and wondering what could 148 beat 3025 with?
I can drive it again,
Everything?
but I'm not going to call that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Other than that,
I don't want to call director diameter.
I feel like I know who would win driver diameter. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would probably be a tie.
You're almost out of time, East.
No.
Give me. Driver wheelbase.
Ooh, that's probably a good one. Driver wheelbase. Going once. Going twice. Driver wheelbase. Everyone's got a single set of drivers, so we don't have to do any math. My driver wheelbase is 14.5 feet. Oops. Hold on. I put it in the wrong spot. 14.5 feet. Bender.
13.17.
13.17. East.
12.33.
That's pretty short. Jader.
I can't find driver wheelbase.
Driver
Like the
wheelbase.
second or
It's going to be
first stat.
rigid
Oh,
wheelbase,
oh.
top right.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Found it. 14 feet.
14
Yes.
feet even. And finally, the GS4.
21.5.
Yeah, that's pretty hefty. Um,
Sounds about right.
all right, that's 5 points for East. Good call. 4 points for Bender. 3 points for Jader. 2 points for myself, and 1 point for Train Street. Jader, what is your stat call?
Let's do. This will be interesting. Let's do minimum weight of rail.
Minimum weight of rail. Okay, going once, going twice. Minimum weight of rail. Okay, mine is 64 pounds per yard.
I
Better.
have 102.
That's pretty hefty. East.
70.
Jader.
51.
Train Street.
Damn.
115.
Oh my
Oof.
god.
This thing is gonna break every freaking tourist road in New England.
5 points for Jader, 4 points for myself, 3 points for East, 2 points for Bender, and 1 point for Train Street. Now, something I'm curious about is the minimum weight of rail of the Frisco Mikado that the Valley Railroad was going to get. Suppose that's something to find out in the future. Train Street, it's time for your first stat call. What'll it be?
My first step call? Alright, let's go number in class.
Number in class. Oh shoot! I'm about to die by the stat sheet. Son of a gun.
Yup.
You couldn't have called number built. All right, going once, going twice. Number in class. Number in class for 3025 because it has been assigned to the New Haven, J class or J1 class, whatever it was.
Yeah, pro tip, don't do number built, because then he gets to be like 2000 something.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's a 26 for me.
That's damn
I
so
see.
insanely high.
20 plus?
20.
Oh, 20.
Yeah, 20 plus, baby.
The unknown
17.
quantity
Technically,
of.
if we wanted to include the H1C and H1D class,
Okay.
Like,
Get back on the Polar
technically-
Express.
Technically, if you include the 98 and the 141, which are identical, but no,
have
17.
like over 100.
17.
Yeah, because with the 98 and the 101 class, or 141 class, are literally identical in stats. They were just ordered like 4 years apart, which
Well,
is why they were technically given different classes.
That's the FEC's fault for not classifying stuff together. How many
Yeah.
97s? How many were in 97s class, Jader?
Uno. There was only one.
There are 4 identical sisters, but they were not sold together. How many GS4s were there?
There were 28, minus 28.
Ooh, 20. Oh, damn it! I almost got 5 points off of that. All right, I'll take 4. You get 5. I get 4. Bender gets 3. East gets 2, and Jader gets 1. So let's see the. Oh, I didn't
Yeah, I just
sanitize
noticed
this.
that.
But oh my God!
3-way tie.
Here are the points.
What?
18 points for 3025, 15 points apiece for these 3 locomotives, and then 13 points for 4449. There's a 3-way tie for second. I can't remember the last time this has happened. Anyway,
It's been a
because
while.
I'm not a commentator, I'm a player. I'm not going to do commentating. Other than the fact that that's crazy, that's cuckoo bonkers, and we only have 1 veto off the board, which is probably a good thing, but not a good thing for me. Let's see. I need to figure out what the heck I'm going to call next. Let me think. Let me do some thinking. Ooh, that's a good one. Factor of adhesion. Going once, going twice. Factor of adhesion. This is also a special one. Over on the right, everyone, please. Factor of adhesion. Mine is 3.96 for a variance of 0.04. Bender?
4.06.
4.06. East?
4.47.
Jader?
4.08.
Train Street?
4.16.
4.16. Let me put that in for you. If you could put in the numbers when we come around to them, that would be helpful.
Okay, alright. Yeah,
4.16, which is the second worst one here. 5 points for me, 4 points for that spray bottle of Windex, or also Bender. 3 points for Jader, 2 points for Train Street, 1 point for East. You've got the slipperiest engine here, East. Which isn't saying much because those are mostly pretty good numbers. Bender.
I wouldn't say he's slippery. I'd say he's underpowered, just like all the FEC locomotives, with the exception of the 800 class.
That's why 800 best 100.
Exactly, 800. Like
Shout
Solid
out to
locomotives.
800. Got to be one of my favorite hundreds.
Yeah, even though it's technically
Exactly.
801.
shut up.
Hey, Peter.
Oh.
Hey, Lewis.
What?
What's your stat call, Bender?
What is my stat call? Do I want to die? Do I want to live?
Do I want?
You should do gauge.
Do you want to explode?
All right, gate.
No.
Uh,
Loud incorrect buzzer.
Oh shoot. Okay. You know what? The S2 one with this. So we're gonna go with evaporative heating surface divided by cylinder volume. So
Ooh, okay. Evaporative heating surface divided by cylinder volume. Going once, going twice. Okay, heating surface over cylinder volume. And because this trips a lot of people up Train Street, it's specifically evaporative heating surface / cylinder volume, not just
Yeah, I
evaporative
see
heating
that.
surface. Mine is really bad. Holy crap. 167.25. Bender?
mine is 290.53.
Holy crap, that's good. Okay, East?
184.53.
Alright, we're going to be scrounging down here at the bottom. Jader?
Mine's not great. 165.3.
That's indeed not great. Train Street?
Give me a second, I'll type it right in. It is 258.3.
Oh, that's quite good. 258.3. Hit enter.
There you go.
Thank you. Show the results. That's 5 points to Bender, 4 points to Train Street, much needed break, 3 points to East, but already like way under par, and then 2 points for myself and 1 point for Jader in the 160s, which is abysmal. East, what's your stat call?
About that.
Yeah, about that.
I need to see pictures of your engines.
They're over there. I don't understand the Terminator gif. What is the context? Why are you terminating? Bender?
This is the Terminus podcast.
Oh,
Turn it
fair
into
enough.
Turn it into D62 like it was intended. Also, that thing's just hot. Look at that sucker. It's a D52, man.
Looking at these locomotives here. It's crazy to think that all these engines are running. Well, I mean, the daylight doesn't really get out much, but it's running, asterisk.
I mean, 2816 has only ran, like once in the past 5,000 years, so.
Where's Bender's photo? Here it is. That's that.
I'm hoping 4449 gets a little more use now that they have that they bought some track.
Alright, well, this is gonna be funny. Valve gear.
Valve gear? Oh. What? Okay. Valve gear.
Oh.
Going once. Going twice. Is this even gonna be... Does anyone... Okay, you know what? We'll find out. Valve gear. Wall shirts.
Wall shirts.
All shirts.
Okay.
Wally.
Okay.
I think
Train Street, what valve gear do you have?
Wall shirts.
Oh, for God's sake! All right,
got a
well,
5.
yeah, 5 points all around.
Yay.
Spider-Man pointing me.
Congrats, everyone.
Yeah, high fives all around. All right, Jader, what's your stat call?
Let's do.
Listen, at least I mean, I guess you didn't lose any points, East. You didn't lose any ground, but you didn't gain any either.
Yeah, exactly.
This is called inflation. To find to find out more inflation, information.
You
Google
just
inflation
stop.
on Google.
Stop. You fumbled it way too hard.
Let's do overall wheelbase.
Overall wheelbase. That's probably a good call. Going once, going twice.
Veto.
Okay, a veto
Oh.
from a
No,
veto.
I changed my,
Oh
no,
yeah,
I-
yeah. Dude,
it's
mine
wrong
doesn't
with
show. Mine doesn't show the overall wheelbase either. Mine doesn't have a number for it.
Wait, Bender, are you vetoing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want
Dang
to
it.
die right now.
Overall
Sorry.
wheelbase. Okay, well you've saved Train Street from the
Yeah.
the
'cause
one
we have
the
it.
one of shame. All
How
right,
about
Jader.
engine?
Have an overall wheel.
How about engine
You didn't just
wheelbase?
accidentally read axle.
Mine has nothing for engine wheelbase either.
Well,
I have the Southern Pacific tender diagram. so.
Jader's calling engine wheelbase, I think. So if you want to veto it, say so. Going once.
all right, I'm vetoing that.
Okay.
I want to veto that.
Damn it.
Um,
No
Um,
wheelbases today, SMH.
no, no wheelbase.
let's see. Probably lose this, but well, no. Two cylinders.
Cylinders. Ooh,
Ooh.
that's interesting. Going once, going twice. High pressure cylinders. Oh, why is there a one in every? Oh, because I left show on this. High pressure cylinders, diameter and stroke. Oh God, metric. Um, diameter 20.87 by.
What? I have 16 cylinders. All right,
Seven.
I have
By
Wow, that's really good,
20,000
Bender.
cylinders.
27.95. Yeah, where's the LS swap? Uh, 8-cylinder German locomotive.
So
Yeah, we
true.
said we couldn't bring only American things, unfortunately. So
Okay. Yeah, I've got a pair of 20.78s by 27.95. I showed the engine crew of 3025 the card, and they sort of looked at it and were like, huh? And I went, metric conversion. Bender, what have you got?
I got a pair of 22 by 30s.
Okay, East.
22 by 26.
Jader.
19 by 26.
And Train Street.
25.5 by 32.
And you've
Oh
got
wait, no, never mind. Is that it? Is that it? Yeah. 25.5 by 32 is what it says on my sheet.
and you've got two of them, which is just blowing everyone else totally out of the water. You get 5 points from that. 4 points to 2816 and Bender. 3 points to 148. And East, 2 points to myself at 3025 and 1 point to Jader with 97. So that did not go well.
That went
sadly.
poorly.
Test
No.
something closely.
Uh,
Okay. Oh wait. There
Train
you go.
Street,
Okay, Bender.
what is your second stat call?
What is my second stat call? Let's
Mhm.
go with tubes.
Tubes. Okay.
Oops.
Let's put that in. Going once, going twice. Well, everyone has tubes after all.
What is your advisor? I cannot.
You hope
I do
so.
not recognize
Tubes
this.
are down on the right. Mine are
Actually, really good. What the fuck?
You've doomed
Hey,
us all.
yeah.
96 tubes at 2 inches. Bender?
Oh, I think I
62 is
screwed
gonna-
myself.
Yes, you
Ain't
did.
no
You
way.
absolutely
Ain't-
did.
Uh-oh.
Ain't
I
no
screwed
way.
myself with that one. I completely screwed myself with that one. Okay.
All right, Bender, what are yours?
62 at 2 1/4.
62, 2 1/4. East?
146 at 2.
Oh, that's quite good. Jader?
140 at 2.
That's also quite good. Train Street?
45 at 2.
That's not good. Oops.
I completely
Uh,
screwed myself with that.
Well, 5 points to East, 4 points to Jader. That's a much needed break for Jader.
Yay.
3 points to myself, 2 points to Bender, and 1 point to Trade Street. The more,
Cost of the Type E superheater.
yeah, oops, all superheater. All right, at the end of round 2, this is where we stand. 35 points to the leaders in first, which is myself, 30 with 30-25, and Bender with 28-16. Third place is East with 148. Fourth place, and 32 points, I should say. Fourth place is Train Street with 44-49 and 30 points, and last place is Jader with 97 and 29 points. Still a pretty close field. And let's see, we've lost another couple of vetoes. We've got 2 left. What is my stat call? Let me think about this. And let me look at the 2 people who have vetoes left.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, my veto stat's already predetermined, so unless you call it, I'm not vetoing it.
well, let's see how it goes.
Wait, I don't remember what my veto stat was
You
supposed
should
to be.
probably figure that out before I call this. Actually, I am going to call.
I remember what it's gonna be.
I'm going to call number built.
Jada, you should veto that because you
Going
only
once?
have 1 build.
Going twice.
See, I don't. That's where you're wrong, my friend.
Damn. Okay.
All right.
I guess I'm getting a 1 here then.
Gonna get
Guess I'll die.
number built. According to the numbers that I was able to find, 1,988 SYs built.
God.
There may be more. Bender?
20.
20. Okay. East?
17.
Jader?
5.
There were 5.
Oh, well,
Uh,
Jada, you still should have vetoed this. You're getting a 1 still. What the?
I'm a moron.
Jada.
And Trade Street?
28.
28. All right, I'm not second to you this time around. 5 points for the event.
1,988.
Yeah, they built a lot of
Chinese built
SYs.
a lot of locomotives. They were left as complete garbage after the Civil War. Kind of all around.
And so they built.
That's why JNR built, 5 billion C-58s. Trust.
While I was on the camp ride, I learned a lot of SY lore, including like later on, Tangshan had like this massive rotating rig where they could put the entire boiler and firebox and rotate it like 360 degrees around its central axis so that they could scan it and X-ray it for defects.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Get rotated.
Absolutely. Get rotated, idiot. 4 points to the GS4, 3 points to the Canadian Pacific engine, 2 points to 148, and 1 point to 97. Which the 750 class, there was never an official title of this. I'm sure the builder had an idea of what this type was called, but I wonder what the original buyer would have thought. Bender, what is your stat call?
See, this is where it gets tricky. I think if I want to keep myself in the safe zone, right?
Change yourself.
I'm probably just gonna go with combined heating surface.
Oh, I'm going to suffer.
You think you're gonna
combined
suffer?
heating
Alex.
surface going once, going twice. Well, we're all going to suffer with Bender and Train Street here.
Yeah.
Combined heating surface. Mine is a Valiant 2312. Which is not too bad, but it's not too good either. Bender?
5475.
Holy crap. East?
Hold up, my number's being wonky.
Uh-oh.
2551.
You should Control Z that. You broke the formatting, Train Street.
I did?
Did you copy paste?
Yeah, I did.
Shame. It gets everyone once.
Oh, dang it.
Good.
Alright.
You can Control Z
If you
that.
copy
and then-
paste, make sure to double click it and as you can type it, not just paste it into the thing.
or Control Shift V and it will paste without formatting.
Okay.
Anyway, what was yours, East?
2551.
Jader?
1697.
1697. And Train Street?
6,721.
Jeez.
Give me a second, I will fix the formatting.
Alright.
Um,
Sweet. Thank you.
Nope, that's the wrong one. What is this? Oh, it's Arial. Hold on. Arial, and then scoot it to the...
There we go.
Oh, hang on. Something is wrong here. Let me actually just copy this and then Control Alt V, the formatting. There we go. Perfect. 6721. All right. So you get 5 points. 4 points
Yay.
to Bender. 3 points to East. I did not expect that. 2 points to myself and 1 point to Jader.
This is
Easy.
going poorly.
Yeah.
Should
I mean,
have
everyone at the Valley Railroad talks down on 97. And there's
I
a
can
it
reason.
looks like there's a
why.
reason why.
Yeah.
It's the weakest of the three.
Yeah. It's also a shop queen.
Flew tube length.
Flew tube length. Ooh, that's an interesting call. Going once, going twice. Flew tube length. Okay. Mine is probably metric. Yep, it is. It's 15.36 feet.
I got 18 and a quarter.
18 and a quarter.
Oh, 18 and a half.
Holy crap. Jader?
12 and a half.
Damn.
Ouch.
This is bad.
97 isn't. 97's going down the drain.
I like 97.
97's a cute engine. It's just not a good engine. Trade Street.
Now time for a
Oh,
skip going out of the water.
Alright, hang on.
Flue tube length.
There we go. 21.5.
Yeah.
21.5. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected out of that. 5 points for you, 4 points for 148, 3 points for 2816, 2 points for 3025, and 1 point for 97. Jader, what is your penultimate stat call?
There's not really anything I can win.
Well,
There's one that
Well-
I think you'd be able to win.
I actually think
you
there's
can
a
also
couple that
probably
you'd be
win
able to
weight
win.
stats. Yeah, you'd probably be able to win weight stats.
Yeah, let's try that. Thank you. Wait on drivers.
Wait on drivers. Going once, going twice. Wait on drivers. Okay. We'll see how this goes. Where is it? Wait on drivers. 151,875 pounds.
My gamble paid off.
Nice.
Well, not my gamble, but like my not vetoing gamble.
Bender?
183, 800.
93,800. East?
126.5.
Oh,
Jader?
122,000.
122,000. Train Street?
275,700.
Oh my god, you're
Oof.
like 100,000 pounds heavier on the drivers than the next closest. 5 points to Jader. Good call. 4 points to East.
Yay.
Good call, helping Jader. 3 points to myself, 2 points to Bender, and 1 point to Train Street.
Yeah.
All right, Train Street. You've got.
My
You've got.
call.
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Let's go with. Let's go with. Let's see here. If I have this on my stat
All right,
before I.
hold on, Train Street. Put it in your brain. I'm just gonna wait for East to come back because he's got a veto, and I wouldn't want him to miss his opportunity to veto.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So we just got to vamp for a second. Hopefully he'll be back soon. This has been an interesting competition so
Alright,
far.
I'm back.
All right.
What did you say?
What's your stat call, Train Street?
Let's go with builder.
Builder.
That has, yeah.
Oh no. Going once. Going twice. Builder. Right.
I need to look at the FEC diagrams for this because I have multiple.
My
Give me a
builder was
second.
Tangshan, which is pretty good as far as Chinese builders go, as I understand. But it's also
You know,
Tangshan.
East. I can see who you were built by because it's on your smoke box.
Oh, which Alco is it?
And probably Schenectady, if I had to guess.
What about you, Bender?
That's what I
Uh,
remember, but I'm double checking regardless.
Actually, it could be like Rogers, but I doubt it. Everything past a certain point was basically Schenectady. I am the very funny and very good Montreal Locomotive Works.
Okay, Montreal Locomotive Works. That's a good one.
It's Alco 2.
Do you know which one you
Montreal.
are, East?
Uh,
Oh no, it's Richmond. I can see it on your builder's
Richmond?
plate.
Is it
Okay.
Richmond?
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. That's rough.
I mean, it could be worse.
it could be. Richmond Works is kind of like the bottom, like bargain basement, almost.
I
Because
don't
they
know.
were- what
I don't
the
know if
issue
I would.
was-
I don't know if I would go that far, Bender. There's a lot of bargain
One-
basement
one
in
is your
Alco.
build-
the orders
22,
were
which is the one that
placed
came with all the
Schenectady,
defects.
but Schenectady was so busy they handed the orders off to Richmond.
That's so true.
I didn't remember if it was for this class or if it was for the previous class.
Which Alco were you built by, Jader?
Oh, I was built by Cook.
Oh, okay. That's the other bargain basement.
Cookie, and finally,
like-
Train Street. You were built by
I was built by Llama.
Lima
Ligma?
Locomotive Works. All right, let me get the list really quick. But most of these are fairly straightforward.
I might
Yeah, I think
be second.
We don't have any Baldwins, but we do have a bunch of Alcos and Alco adjacents. The first one down the list is Montreal Locomotive Works. And then Richmond, and then Cook. So 5 points to Bender, 4 points to East, and 3 points to Jader. And then Lima, I think, is third down in the list. So where's Lima? Yeah, Lima's right here, and I'm not actually sure Tang Shan is in the main list, which is sad. But I know that it's lower than Lima, so alas. Yeah, no, Tang Shan is not in the main list.
Is it Lima or Lima or Ligma balls?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Lima.
Yeah.
It can be both. I knew somebody who came
Wrong.
from Lima, Ohio once.
Whereas, I mean, Jada would know considering he's in Ohio.
Because say, as the resident Ohioan, it's Lima.
There's
Lima,
nothing there
okay.
anymore. It's like a football field.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
If you say Lima, though, I will fight you.
It's not Lima Bean, you know?
I like
Lima ball.
Lima. Lima balls. Alright, that's Builder, for God's sake. End of round 3. This is the score. In the lead is Bender with 52 points. That doesn't surprise me. Second place, East with 49 points. That does surprise me. Third place,
Yippee,
3025
yippee.
with 48 points. Fourth, 4449 Train Street, 47 points. And
All right.
just out of the running, but not irrevocably so, Jader with 97 and 40 points. So, Jader, you've got a chance here. Sadly, I will not be helping you as much as I would like to.
Damn.
Well, we can agree as a group on something to call for a judge's choice because we don't have any judges. But I know I'm going to call to kick off the round here. Year built. Going
Uh-oh.
once,
I'm in danger.
going twice.
Veto.
But Jader, I'm your Valley Railroad buddy. How could you do this to me?
I'm
Uh,
old as shit.
Yeah, I know.
Mr.
But you're not
Tiananmen
making it
Square
anyway.
incident.
No. All right. Now I gotta find something else. Give me a sec.
Now unavailable in China.
Soyo Shisho
Bing chilling.
Bing Chiling.
Hey, that's crazy.
Crazy.
Well, now I have to find something to spite Jader. I actually
It's
don't
hard
know.
because you're both Mikados.
Jader's not a Mikado.
No, I'm
He's
not.
a
He's not.
280. He's
Is he?
Engine G.
Oh, he's a
Yeah.
Toledo.
Jader's a 280, which means that there are things that I will definitely not win at. I think I just have to like bank my weirdness, but I feel like I'm gonna lose. No, I need to do something that beats out Bender, no matter what. So
Well, it's easy to do.
is it though?
I think so.
And I don't want to do
but
anything that makes anyone have to do math. So,
Make us do math. I'm kidding. Or don't.
you know what? I think I'm going to go with. We haven't done that, have we? No, we haven't. I'm going to go with engine weight. This will help Jader.
Thank you.
Engine weight. Going once, going twice. Engine weight. I'm not sure how East is going to fall into this though. That's the only thing I'm
I
sort of
also
worried
have
about.
no idea because I'm obese as hell.
Engine weight 188,490 pounds.
Yeah.
351, 200.
Holy crap.
204.
204. Okay. I'm under that. Jader?
Just 1 second. 141,000 pounds. Let me put it in here.
Okay, you're getting the 5 here. That's fine. Train Street?
468,400.
Holy crap. Well, that's going to be an easy one. But 5 points to Jader, 4 points to myself, 3 points to East, 2 points to Bender, and 1 point to Train Street. Bender, what is your stat call?
What has YouTube
I
auto
think-
played?
The question I want to ask myself here, okay, is what kind of 2 do I want to walk away with?
What kind of 2?
There's a couple things I think you could get 4s in.
Oh, sorry, I meant a 4. Yeah, I meant number 2 in place.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
That's the
Yeah.
Helio.
Who does
I-
number 2 work
because-
for?
But yeah.
Let me just go
Wow.
check my favorite stat sheet real quick. Because it's kind of like all the judgments off my options, because it's what I won with last time, so...
Damn, I didn't know if you like the the C58 that much.
Oh, this is... Okay, yeah, Power... Power MT!
Oh, god damn it. Alright, Power MT. Going
Oh,
once.
so bad.
Going twice.
Uh-oh.
Alright, Power
Oh, well.
MT. Mine is not bad, but it's not good.
Oh, I'm getting a 1.
639.29.
Okay, maybe I'm not getting a 1.
So, I looked at the S2 stat sheet, right, and that thing was already outrageous. This is 1907.
Holy
yeah,
crap.
you're fine.
That's
You're probably
insanity.
at 5, to be honest.
I think I'll beat
Mine
the 40.
is-
I think I'll beat
Yeah, I
the
think you're gonna get a 5. East?
640.58.
You son of a gun! By one. By one, Jader.
1.29.
569.01.
Nice.
Nice.
Train Street?
1,576.84.
That's really good, but it's not good enough because the Canadian is extraordinarily good. 5
Screw them
points to
Canadians.
Bender, 4 points to Train Street, 3 points to East, 2 points to myself, 1 point to Jader. Son of a gun. Alright, East, what's your stat call?
You see, I wasn't expecting to make it this far. Not winning that, not winning that, not winning that, I'd get a 3. Get a 3, I'd get a 3. Get a 3. Get a 3. Get a 3. Probably get a 3.
You should do
Chaotic
something-
choice,
should do something
probably
that
a
helps
3.
me. I don't know what would help me, but you should do something that helps me.
I
Do
think I
something
need.
that helps
What has
me.
it been called?
East,
Let me
on
let
your
me see what
body.
has it been called.
I'm rolling in 4th place. I think I need a little help here.
You could use a buddy.
Help the GS4 out.
No.
Nuh-uh. I need you to be there.
Well, you're just about out of time, East.
Low pressure cylinders.
Alright, are you
I'm
serious?
joking.
no!
I'm joking.
Okay,
I'm-
okay.
No one here has low pressure.
Yeah, I know. It
cylinders,
would be
right?
it would be the same as your valve gear call.
Oh, I know what I should have picked now.
Honestly, I don't think there's anything I can actually win.
Well, you got to pick something.
Give me. Give me that. Give me the chaotic one. Low pressure cylinders.
Okay,
Alright, I'm
low
not
pressure
a-
cylinders.
I don't have
All
low
right, yeah,
pressure
cool. Nobody has them. Nobody has low pressure cylinders. I'm not even gonna fill them in. I'm just gonna put it. I'm just gonna write all zeros for everything because they're known zeros. They're just 0. You maniacs. Unless someone is
You could give
hiding
us-
low pressure cylinders somewhere. Is anyone? No. Didn't think
I
so.
No.
technically have a low pressure cylinder.
Everyone
You could
gets
give us
5
all-
points.
That's because you can give us all 5s, yay.
Yippee! I love inflation.
Yeah, East is doing more inflation. All right,
go
Jader,
up.
what's your stat call?
Oh, God. Total locomotive weight.
Ooh, total locomotive weight, total engine and tender weight. Going once, going twice. Okay, mine is 308,640 pounds.
Whoa.
I am at 643, 100.
Holy
I'm
crap!
not sure why the formatting broke, because it didn't
Uh,
taste anything.
Don't worry, it's fine.
Yeah, 366.
Okay, a little bit heavier than me. Jader,
281,000 pounds.
a little bit lighter than me. And finally, Train Street.
788,730.
All right, the last. This is the second to last regular stat call. That's 5 points for Jader. Good call for Jader. 4 points for myself. 3 points for East. 2 points for Bender, and 1 point for Train Street. Train Street.
Oh,
uh,
let's.
Time for the
see
last
here.
regular call of the game. What'll it be?
That is a good question. I think we're gonna go with. Let's go with Loco Base ID.
Oh god. Loco Base ID. Going
oh,
once.
God.
Going twice. All
I
right.
want to know what everyone's is, but I kind of want to veto it because I know mine's actually kind of shit. But go with it. Let's send it.
This is
Frankly, I'm not winning this anyway.
I'm living by the stat sheet because the SYMs is what the ones built for America were called. SYMs. They got their own page now. And so they have a much higher loco base ID than what's written on the trading card. But this one is based off of the original SY page, 4221.
Yeah, damn. I may even get a 1 here.
It was almost. Otherwise, it's like 16,000. Bender?
5874.
5874. East?
665.
6665. Jader?
Mine is really bad.
Oh.
16,632.
Oh!
Oh,
Well, East
Wow.
East is not getting the 1, that's for sure. And Train Street?
281.
281. The only one that's in the triple digits. 5 points to you. 4 points
Yeah.
to myself. 3 points to Bender. 2 points to East. 1 point to Jader. And let's show where we're at. These are the scores in the lead. Bender with 69 points. Nice.
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 In second place, 3025 with 67 points. In third place, FEC 148 East with 65
Yippee.
points. In fourth place, 4449 with 63 points. And finally, last place, Jader with 57 points. 2 points out of contention.
Well, it's Jover.
It's not Jover. We can, if together we can vote on a host's choice that gives you a better, that gives you 2 more points than 2816. You survive.
set.
You stay in the game.
Let's do a weight stat.
I would like to dominate wheelbase ratio.
Okay.
Does anyone have any objections to doing wheelbase ratio? Does everyone
Yes.
want to save Jader?
Yes.
I think we should save
No.
Jader though.
I'm gonna be
Who's-
ruthless.
Who's sitting?
I have nothing
Bender, I will
against
fight
Jada,
you.
It's just wheelbase ratio is the worst possible stat you can get called for me.
Yeah, especially with me because I'm also a Hudson.
Yeah, well, it needs to be bad for you to save Jader.
No,
It's bad for me as well.
Yeah.
you
Yeah, I don't
have
think
like an
you're
actual
finding a
stat.
stat that is good for Jada. That you're gonna get the 3 like other guys. To
Well, so
agree
then
with.
you don't want to save Jader, is what you're saying.
What if
You
you
see.
save me and give me more points?
It's it's
Yeah, how do you save Jada, cook Bender, and not cook me?
Exactly.
well, I'll turn
I'd
this
be
over.
fine
If other people have nominations, if we can't agree on one, then we'll just go without host choice.
Boost the attractive effort.
I don't have
more,
one.
More point inflation.
Wait,
Actually,
we can do a vetoed stat, can't we?
we can.
We can, yeah, actually, that's true.
But of the, engine wheelbase would not help him. Oh, actually, engine
Overall
wheelbase probably
wheelbase.
would.
Overall,
I think
though,
overall wheelbase might help him the most.
I would be okay with overall wheelbase.
it's a stat that I would lose but not die, so I would be okay with that.
Sure, let's do it.
Well, we have to. There's one more agreement we have to
Yeah,
wait on.
we have to all agree on this.
Only-
Yeah, I agree to it. I agree to it.
Okay,
The overall
wheelbase.
Alright, well, I'll take a 3.
I'm
whatever.
okay with this. Overall wheelbase.
Yeah, I'll take a
Mine is 61.83.
I'm not getting a 3.
Okay.
I am getting.
Uh,
I'm not getting a 3.
Bender.
80.52.
Okay. East.
60.17.
Oh, you son of a gun. Why are we so close in so many stats? I hate this. Jader
52.19.
and over here on the right in the red. I never directed where you had to go. Train Street. Underneath the grand total column.
let's see here.
Um,
crap! My stat doesn't list the wheelbase, so I guess I'm taking the L on this
Oh,
one.
no. No, that's
you,
right.
You've made the
You're also
ultimate.
the biggest
It's
anyway.
okay. You were gonna get a 1 anyway. Yeah.
That is true, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I would
Yeah,
have lost
but
anyway, so
I
that's
don't
fine.
think it would have helped.
5 points for 97, 4 points for 148, 3 points for 3025, 2 points for 2816, and 1 point for 4449. Partially because it just doesn't have the stat. But This is the arrangement: 71 points, 70 points, 69 points, 64 points, 62 points, and with that, we all make it into style points. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm on the board.
Yippee.
Let me mark everyone as ready, and we will go from lowest to highest. You can call no more than 5 in a row. Jader, you're up first. What is your first style point?
Okay, let me pull up the front of the card. One moment. There it is.
I wouldn't. The front of the card is great, but if I remember right, there are some things on there that are features that are not necessarily good features.
Yeah.
So I would take a good hard look at your locomotive and see what you can get yourself. I see a couple of things that do jump out at me. Oh, let me get the timer though.
Let me look through the pictures of everybody else.
I need to like look at photos of this thing.
That is the wrong chat.
I did that as well, don't you worry, Jada.
I also want to find.
Can't do that.
I also want to find a picture of 97 as it is now, because wait, no, this is the newer tender. The older tender is much goofier.
Hmm.
Oh man, I don't know where some of these pictures were taken. Never mind. So this photo is fine. What'll it be, Jader?
The
What'll it
only
be,
one I can
fellas?
think of is doors.
Yeah,
But-
forward
but I
cab
went
doors is a
through
good
pictures.
one.
Yeah, I went through the pictures. A lot of you
Yippee.
also have doors.
A lot of us do, but not all of us. If you have forward cab doors, give yourself a point. I have forward cab doors. Bender, do you?
I don't think so.
East does, and Train Street does not.
Yeah, I know. I don't.
Okay, what else? What else, Jader? That was a good one.
Hmm.
I can think of a couple.
I have 2 sand domes.
Oh, you do. Yeah. As far as sand capacity goes, you're probably decently high up there. I think you're doing better than me.
The issue would be 44-49 in
Yeah,
this case.
44-49 definitely gets the single point there. So here's what we're gonna do. Jader's gonna get half a point for sand capacity. I think Bender,
Yay.
you also get half a point for sand capacity
Understandable.
because I
That's
think
kind of
that's
small.
as close as it's going to be. And then Train Street's going to get a 1. Now, sadly, because Jader did not get a 1 on his style point call, it moves on to the next person, but it'll eventually come back around to Jader more than likely. Train Street, what is your? It is on you for style points. What are you going to call?
Ooh. Let's see. What do I want to call? Now, can this be like literally anything?
It can be an awful lot of things. It's anything that sets your locomotive apart from the competition, either mechanically or aesthetically.
Let's see here. I have a Mars light on my
You do have a
locomotive.
Mars light. So that's a good one. Nobody else has a Mars light. East does have that dual beam headlight, but that is a different style point. So you can take that point all by yourself. What else?
Sweet.
What else do you have?
Let's see. I have semi-streamlining on my locomotive.
Yep. Also something that you and you alone get, because nobody else here is remotely streamlined.
And then, does anybody else have a horn on their locomotive?
No, nobody else has a horn.
Alright,
Unfortunately.
so. And lastly, is anyone else's locomotive an oil burner?
Yes.
I am an oil burner.
Yes.
Okay.
Burning oil itself is not a style point. If you were converted over the course of your career, that
Okay.
having multiple fuels is a style point, but I think 4449 was always oil.
Yeah,
Because-
it was always oil.
so
4449 was
I can't
So,
I can't put that down as a style point.
Dallas, what do you count as multiple fuels? Like,
Uh,
because 148 was built as an oil burner, but now it burns cane fluid, or like leftover cane fluid, and fry oil.
Yeah, that's fine. That's multiple fuels.
Does that count as
That's
multiple
multiple.
fuels?
Yeah, because I've counted like, wood and coal, and that's it doesn't require any substantial change to the locomotive necessarily. And I've also counted like cane, some of these plantation engines that just burn cane. I've counted that as multiple fuels, so I'm pretty loose with the what is multiple fuels. But it's still Train Street's turn.
Yeah, no, I was just asking.
Does anyone else have a booster on their locomotive?
Yes.
No.
But are you calling that?
Yeah, I'll call the
Okay.
booster.
Booster. Now, because it was not called during the course of the competition, you can call it here. Actually, you could call it here anyway because it's Loco Royale. That's one of the things that's different here. Everyone that has a booster gets a point. Okay, and your fifth call, what'll it be?
Let's see. What will my fifth call be?
I can see a few things that jump out at me.
Yeah, I'm trying to see here. What
But
could my
I'm not
fifth
the
call
host
be?
this time, so I'm not going to
Yeah.
help you.
Alright, let's see. What is my fifth call going to be? I have no idea what I should do. Does anyone else have stars on their drivers?
That I would classify as an adornment if you're calling that, which is fine.
Yeah.
Okay, you've got the adornment, you've got stars on your drivers. Does anyone else have little...
I would say yes because I have to re-raise Kane on the tender.
If you wanna call that an adornment, I'll give that to you. You just can't call it as like a logo or decal or anything later.
Can I get the North Pole Express letter?
Sadly, Jader, no, I cannot give you the
Aw.
North Pole Express lettering as an adornment.
But there's no zombies at the North Pole.
I mean, you know, Bender, I don't know what that shield is on the side of your cab, but you can take that as an adornment if you want.
I think it might be an adornment. I'm looking at pictures, and it does seem to be a separate plate, kind of like the Milwaukee did.
Okay, yeah, you can take that as an adornment. I marked it down for you. All right, so on to number 3. That's East. What are your style points?
Dual beam headlight.
Yeah, okay.
So true, Bestie.
Yep. Dual beam headlight,
Right.
as previously mentioned. What else?
Multi-fuel.
Yep. Multiple fuels, which I don't think anybody else here has a claim to multiple fuels unless was
I run on
2816
coal and
converted?
oil. Yes.
Okay, so you have a claim to that. What else, East?
Embossed number plates or 3D number plates, I guess you can say.
I have that.
Because the number, but I have the most because the 148 on the cab are 3D letters.
No, that's
They are?
that's
Oh,
embossed
numbers.
numbers. That's a different style point.
Oh, then embossed numbers. Then that's what I wanted to call.
Okay.
Okay. That's cool.
That is neat.
Embossed numbers. Yeah, that was the Canadian National did that a lot.
They did. From everything.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, every FEC engine has this as well.
That's cool.
Okay,
All right, what
thanks.
else have you got?
I need to go look at the competition now because I know you have that. You probably have that. So Ellis, I can't combine air ringer and hand run into one stat. They're two separate things, correct?
Yeah, there are two separate things, but everyone here has a bell, so it wouldn't really help you anyway, if you could.
Yeah, but I think you and well, Jada. No, you do in that photo. So Jada's the only one without a mechanical ringer, so I don't want to call that.
Wait.
Yeah, no, Jader does not have a mechanical ringer.
No, I do.
You do?
You do?
Where?
I don't see it in the
I'm
photo
looking
you
at
sent.
the. Hold on. Let me find a picture of the engineer's side. Yeah. Here we go. It's an old picture.
It's one of the little cup ones. Okay.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
see
yeah.
it
It's
now.
got the little air cylinder up there.
Yeah, I see it. Um. Ooh, here we go. Multiple railroads.
Multiple railroads. Okay. All right.
I get a point for that.
Yeah. What? How many railroads did you serve on?
Me?
Yeah, you East.
5.
5. Okay. How many railroads did you serve on, Jader? I know it's at least 2 or 3. Most of the engine's most of 97's life was spent in excursion service.
At least 2, I think.
Okay.
The Birmingham
So
Southeastern and then the Valley.
I'm gonna give and 2016 was always Canadian Pacific, so I'm going to give East a full point. I'm going to give Jader a half a point for the multiple railroads, and I'm going to give myself half a point for multiple railroads.
I think maybe the Canadian Pacific thing's the only one with the stats, but I'm not sure if I want to call it. But I don't remember the other thing I was going to call now.
Nobody's been knocked out yet, but we're about halfway through style points here.
Because it's one of those things where, like, it makes sense for not all engines to have it, but at the same time, it would also make sense if it's sometime during their excursion career they would, like, had this added. But it's a little harder to add if you weren't built with it. Like, that's the only reason why I think this CP thing, because if it's done by CP, they have the funds to do it.
Mm-hmm. I don't have a rice cooker anymore.
Which is roller bearings on all axles.
Ooh, roller bearings on all axles. I do not have that.
What's a roller bearing?
I don't have those either because I don't think they're built with roller bearings at all.
Was 4449 built with roller bearings? I would imagine so.
I would think it has roller bearings on the drivers.
It looks like it has roller bearings on everything else. I don't know if it has roller bearing rods.
Actually, I know the GS5s are built with roller bearings on everything. I don't know if the GS4s have at all.
Yeah. It's in the little blurb here. Of noteworthy installation was roller bearings on all axles, so...
okay, yeah, no, 4449 was converted to all roller bearings, so Train Street does get that point.
Sweet.
And that's it for me, right?
And yeah, that's it for you. So we move on to number 4, which I think is me, so great, and now I'm on the spot. I don't know how to play this game. Let me look at my competitors for a second here and see if I can figure a couple things out. There's one thing in particular that jumps out to me that I need a better picture of 4449. Hold on.
If only those were like scarce to come by.
Yeah, I know. I know. No one ever takes pictures of 4449 because like no one knows about it. It's such a rare locomotive.
Yeah.
It's such an unheard of locomotive. It's like a what's the word? It's like a It's like a hidden gem is the word I'm looking for. No, I'm gonna take it anyway because I love this style point. The only other person who gets this is Train Street, which is smoke box hinges.
Really? Darn.
I didn't see them on. I didn't see them on 2816, but this is a side-on photo.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean.
I have one of my friends has they kind of took a picture like all around it. It has a really tiny smoke box. It's just the headlight.
Damn.
Basically, which is like the most ass design I can think of.
Well, if you have the giant hinges that also open the whole smoke box front, then it's not too bad.
No, it's just rivets. It looks like.
Okay, I am going to also take. All right, let me look at my competitors again here. I need a better photo of that. That's not helpful. That's kicking Jader while he's down. I don't want to do that. Let's see. Oh, well, this also helps 4449, but I don't really feel bad about doing that. I'm going to take box park drivers.
Yep.
Oh, I remember the other stat I was going to call, but I think it's something everyone also has, so it doesn't matter.
So 4449 gets that. I am going to take... Oops, I closed out my thing. And you guys can judge me if you want. I think Jader gets a half a point for this. Mine's just a little bit better. Rearward visibility.
Fair enough.
I get a point, and Jader gets half a point. See, I'm giving out half a points and points like crazy here. I'm being very kind. I wish I could take the. I don't know about taking the special builder's plate. I feel like that ship has sailed. Let's see. What can I do? I have the saddest little polling pockets in the world. And I guess I'll take those. The only other person who has polling pockets, as far as I can tell, is East. Do you have polling pockets, Bender?
No, I'm looking at it. I don't got shit.
Okay.
I don't think
Houston,
they'd be pulling anything with a Hudson anyway.
Well, you never know.
4014
I'm
has
surprised
12 pockets.
97 doesn't.
I know
Yeah, I was
97 just
talking
has
about
like a
97.
solid wood pilot beam. Also, you've got like a carburetor there. I don't know why I never noticed this before. The connection for 97's lead truck, it just looks like it's got a carburetor.
It adds 10 horsepower.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell else I'm gonna call. I feel like there are so many things I could do with this. I feel like I've given this before, but I cannot remember. Would you let me have the point for surviving the engine house burning down?
Yeah.
Do I get survived
that.
hurricane points then?
Yeah, I mean, I'd survived an extreme event, I guess. Sure. Alright, well, that's my 5. I feel like I could have done better with that. Can I have a point for the fact that I'm in the photo of the engine that I used? Myself and Matt.
True.
Alright.
I mean, okay, if we're doing that, then I'm posting a selfie of me in front of 148.
Oh no, we lost Jader.
Yeah, I don't have a. I don't have a pick. I don't have.
Oh.
Jader got knocked by the thing. Jader, I feel like you should also get a point for being the one that took this photo. But no, we come around to Bender. Bender, you had the most points going to this. It's your turn.
You see, I have a few questions as to what I can use, but we'll figure this out.
Okay.
Do I get points for having the nickname?
What is the nickname? The Empress?
Empress.
You can have a nickname point.
Sick. All right.
Can Shop Queen be a nickname?
I also have ditch lights.
Yeah, it's stupidly overpowered in it.
Also, I will say that I think 4449 deserves a nickname point as well for being
That's fair.
the daylight.
So this engine is called, like, it is the Sugar Express locomotive. It pulls the Sugar Express as the Sugar Express locomotive. Does that count for like half a point of a point? Like, that's what they've nicknamed it.
The Sugar Express locomotive. I mean, it's not a nickname. I think a half a point is fair. I think it's stretching it, but it's something. It's recognition. I'm sure 3025 has lots of nicknames that I will not repeat on this podcast.
Also true.
By Boomer Rail fans. What else?
I don't know if my ditch lights would have counted under the Mars light point, but I'm going to take them now if I can.
Oh yeah, no, ditch lights are a different point. You can take that.
Yeah, it's hilarious to have ditch lights on a steam locomotive.
Yeah, you know, so you do what you do. What else?
I don't know if anybody else has them, but let's see. What else do I want to call?
I could think
Probably
of
take all-weather cab.
Oh yeah, all-weather cab is a good point. 4449 doesn't have an all-weather cab, does it? I know it's close, but
I think it has.
Thought it does.
I think it's enclosed because it's oil burn.
Ooh, wait a minute. Well, I'll let this round pass. But I just thought it was a point.
Let's go.
Let's
go take an
I'm pretty sure it has an all-weather cab because it has a little like circle in it.
okay. I'll give
Yeah,
Train
it's an
Street
all-weather
that.
cab.
Looking at the back of it, it has like a window out the back. I don't know what the hell you would use the window for, because it's just
in
there.
case you're pushing back without a tender, you know.
Yeah.
If you need to look to make sure the tender's still attached.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that that's important actually.
I would have to figure there's probably like an oil readout there or something, maybe.
Maybe.
But yeah,
there's a big window and you can see the fish swimming around in the tender.
So true.
Yeah, fish train Factorio.
Fish.
Yeah.
Fish.
Okay. What else,
This
Bender?
one, I probably I only Train Street here have it, but feed water heater.
Feed water heater.
Fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. 4449
And then-
has that.
I would like to request at least half a point on
Okay.
paint.
Paint. Ooh.
Ooh.
And if not, if I can't do paint, I'll take away.
No. Paint is a very valid call. I think it's up to the rest of the three of us. Who has better paint? The daylight.
4449. The daylight.
Yeah.
49.
It's daylight.
Yeah.
I
You need the paint points.
To So the
And I
pain
get a point
point
for
goes
all of
to.
it.
It doesn't come close. It's daylight. It's
I swear.
arguably one
this
of the most recognizable steam engines in the world.
Daylight
that's
is
fair.
very cool.
4449 has the best aesthetics.
But look at this, all right. The maroon goes hard. Okay.
Okay,
fits
it goes hard, but it's the daylight bender.
But it's not
Sucking the cock.
MBT
Yeah, no,
and maroon.
I think the consensus is very clearly that the daylight gets the full point for this, and
Understandable.
that's Bender's fifth, so it comes back around to the daylight. There are 3 more points up for grabs, and what Train Street does here will decide. It looks like places 1 through 4. So Train Street,
Insane.
Oh jeez, I gotta see. I got.
what'll it be?
Let's see.
I wish I knew what to tell you to call to like help me, but I don't think there's anything left that
Yeah,
helps me.
no.
I have honest. I don't even have no idea what to call left. I have no for even my own locomotive. Let's see here. Ooh.
I mean, I can't even really think of any at the
I
top of my
can-
head right now.
I can
Yeah.
think of a
That
bunch.
that don't also, like that's specifically for 4449 and don't give anyone else points.
Yeah,
I think that's what he wants to do.
I don't know of anything else that's like specifically for 4449 that won't give anyone else a point.
Hmm.
I can think
I don't know.
of 3, 4, 5 things you have shared with at least 2 other people.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I can think of something. Yeah. Hmm.
There are a couple
Well,
things I can think
You're
of.
you're
yeah,
just
if I
about
wanted
out
to
of
use this
time.
for.
If you can't come up with anything, it'll move on to the next person.
I'm afraid I can't come up with nothing. Oh my god.
In that case, it'll go to East, which
Yeah.
East is going to
Yes,
run
I-
away with this.
I need to do some math
No,
quickly.
I'm
I need
gonna-
to do
I should
some
have done the math
All
when
right,
it was
well,
his turn, but
it's moved on to you. You've got 60 seconds to do math.
so as far as I can tell, only Ellis, myself, and Jada have lit number boards.
Ooh,
Oh, I have lit number boards. For
no,
sure.
I
But
mean-
4449 I don't think does.
4449 does. The ones on the side of the. Yeah, the ones on the side of the
Oh,
thing.
those are lit? Okay.
Words
Hmm.
lit, yeah.
Yeah, they're all lit.
You have those, and you have the train boards, which are lit. But that's different.
Does 4449 have a? It does, and it has a backup light too. Ellis, I have a question.
Yerp.
Do the chains on top of my tender count as tender chains?
Chains on top of your tender? No.
Yeah. No?
What?
Okay.
Wait, where are there chains on top of your tender? Whatever. No, just carry on. Keep thinking.
Would I then get a safety point because of how wide my walkways are compared to the other engines here?
You can.
Because I know you've given that.
Call a safety point. I don't know if you would get a full point out of that.
I don't know who would get the who would get the full point though. Because I by far have the widest walkways. That's no guess there.
Hmm.
Okay, so to reset my time, I'm gonna go speedometer.
Okay, speedometer. I did not see a speedometer in 3025's cab, and now it's just between you and Bender.
Oh shit.
I am looking at the cab of 2816 right now. Let's go.
Is there a
Better
speedometer
have
in
a
there, Bender?
Speedometer in here, you bastard. You
There's
better.
not.
No,
I
I'm
would
looking
hope
for it.
so.
I'm looking for it. 5-month-old video. Let's go. Come on. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I should have gotten another point that I should have gotten for free. Dang it.
There's gotta be. I mean, that thing is running on the main line, Mango Gobbles.
It probably has a speedometer. I couldn't imagine that it
I
doesn't.
will say it
unless
probably
there's-
has, and I'll give you a half a point for benefit of the doubt. East, what's your second one?
Now I'm looking at specifically Bender.
They might use like the diesel MU.
Do I get a point for having full steps, whereas Bender only has the little notches for steps?
I would say
I'll
so.
On the
I'll
front of
be
the
honest.
engine.
Between you and Bender alone, yes.
Okay.
I mean,
Then
you have actual stairs.
yeah, I'm gonna call that.
Yeah, safety. Safety point. And then let's
This
see.
is the deciding point. If I get this point, I think I
will-
win.
I will give a half a point to the daylight because that's probably the second best in terms of safety. Um, okay, yeah, it comes down to this. For the record, Train Street, I think things you could have called the streamlined marker lights would have been a good one,
Oh my god,
As-
I completely
as-
forgot about
as
those.
well as your train boards, the X4449, those
You
sorts
know,
of, and
That's the thing I didn't realize. Yeah. Oh, jeez.
and you've got an
didn't even think about this.
external head-end throttle linkage, which is very nice.
Really?
Yeah.
I actually had no clue about that.
Tender.
Just to know.
As far as I can see on your tender doesn't seem to have a toolbox on it.
A what?
A toolbox.
Toolbox? Oh, okay. Let's go looking at the thing.
I mean, that's fair because they carry a tool car with them. Why would they need
do
a
carry
toolbox?
probably like A44. They probably just carry a tool car.
Exactly.
well-
My tender has a toolbox, and it's a fairly massive toolbox.
I don't
Toolbox
know if the
point.
toolbox would be on top of the tender as
I-
well. I know they do that sometimes. To
I
be
don't know
funky.
if I have a toolbox.
If
I
I
don't
might.
think I have a toolbox.
There's a photo of the
I
rather
also don't
large
think I have a
toolbox.
Nobody has a toolbox. Why do we not have toolboxes?
I thought
Well,
everyone would have
actually,
had
it's the PTC
toolboxes.
box.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the PTC box, but
I wanted to. I
Yeah.
forgot.
You should
what
have
to
it called
PTC.
PTC.
And no- I know, right? I
No.
wrote that down in my list and then didn't call it like a complete dumbass.
all right. Well, there's toolbox. Let's see where the chips fall now. The final scores are in first place, East with 148 with 81.5 points. If the world ends tomorrow, get to Florida. 81.5 points. Second place, 79.5
What?
points to Bender. Third place is 77.5 points. That's 44.49. And then fourth place, 76.5 points, 30.25. And sadly, Veil 97 in last place with 64.5 points. Thank you all for playing. That is this year's edition of Zombie Train Locomotive Versus. I will copy a table into the cargo's dock so that everyone can see how the points shook out.
God.
Please.
I think this should solidify me as like the best Royale player. The fact that I was able to win in this thing.
No, I don't think so. Well, I mean, yes,
think so,
but
I think
also,
so.
I already did the math and I knew you were going to win. I came out to 82 and a half, so I was 1 point off.
I was holding my breath, wondering if we were going to have another tie.
Well, we wouldn't have Ellis because I didn't use my veto.
Yeah, well, we still
Right.
would have had a tie. We just would have been able to
Uh-huh.
use the tiebreaker. That is having the
I
veto.
didn't use my PTC point.
Also, out of curiosity, what was the thing that you were holding onto your veto for?
Which is the one we wanted to call for host choice.
A wheelbase ratio?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a hell of a
yeah,
thing to hold
wheelbase
onto
ratio
your
was
veto for.
ass.
Anyway.
It's bad. It's probably worse than the Hudson, to be honest.
You know what
Mine
I'm
was
bummed
0.33.
about? You know what I'm bummed about? If 4449 had won, we would have had an excellent segue into talking about the Oregon Rail Heritage Foundation and them buying the short line. But instead, I'll just have to turn it over to Jader into discussion topics. So tell us about what's going on.
I'm gonna go drink water.
Okay, go drink water.
Yeah, I could do that. Orf bought the Oregon Pacific Railroad.
What is the Oregon Pacific Railroad?
It's Milky's fictional railroad, but other than that, it started life as the Oregon Water, Power, and Railway Company in 1904, and I'm assuming as of now it's a 5.5 mile line between East Portland and Milwaukee, Oregon.
Huh. Okay. Milwaukee. So
And
this does not strike me as a very long railroad, but at least they'll have a line to themselves.
yeah, that's always good. Like, yeah, it's not a long line, but yeah, they don't have to deal with, somebody saying, no, you can't run here.
Does
Yeah.
this railroad have any active customers?
This article is not all that helpful. Doesn't
No.
say.
Hold on, I'm gonna look up the Oregon Pacific Railroad and see
I
if
would
there's any.
imagine it
You know what's
does.
always a good resource for this, and this is a strange strange
the
little one.
open railway map.
No, railfan videos.
Oh yeah,
Um, yeah. Like if there's a railfan video of somebody of them running stuff, then yeah, they've got something. But I can't find anything actually that talks about them having active freight customers, which is really interesting. I'm wondering if that track was just dormant and so they bought it. You know,
Hmm,
just bought like a
possibly.
useless piece of track. Um,
Possibly. I mean, they're planning to run passenger excursions, so
oh no,
not completely useless, I guess.
yeah, despite the loss of most business, there was still a handful of shippers that continued to reliably ship by train from an industrial park located in the northern part of Milwaukee along the Portland city boundary. Um, da-da-da. Okay, that was previous stuff.
Yo,
Um,
can I interrupt for 1 second?
yeah,
Ellis,
go ahead.
do you mind checking the Terminus podcast chat for like 2 seconds?
Yeah, sure. Is you get something interesting in there? Yeah.
No.
Okay, that's fine. We'll do your bit next.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
um, yeah, that's interesting. I like how it's already been updated on the Wikipedia article that they're going to get picked up uh, by Oregon Rail Heritage Foundation. I, it's not clear to me if there are any freight customers. If anyone in the comments knows more about this railroad, I'm very curious. But I think it's cool that they've got a place to run now.
Yeah, that's great.
Do you think they're going to run the Shay there?
I, I mean, it's 5.5 miles, so probably.
That would be fantastic. That'd be incredibly funny, actually. Um, but yeah, that's things looking up for ORHF because, I mean, they never got out to play with their locomotives, except when BNSF called. So
Yeah, yeah, good for them.
yeah, good for them. Uh, Train Street, you've got a little thing, and I know you said you have to get off soon. So
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
wanna if you
So,
want to explain that to us, that'd be great.
all right. So before I leave, what I'm going to be talking about. So, at there is a organization right now called Save the Hollands College. The Hollands College is a 12-4 sleeper car built in 1950 for the Wabash, and it served the Wabash until 1964 when it was bought by the N&W, and they used it as a car just for trains like the Pocahontas and other whatever random trains that needed sleepers on until 1969,
Nice.
and then it
Nice.
was and then it was temporarily retired, and then it was renumbered to car number 90 in 1972 for a business train.
Okay.
And then during that time, it was renumbered again to 451 and was renamed the Hollands College. And after the merger between the Southern and Norfolk and Western in 1982, the car was kept in revenue service for the Norfolk Southern's business train, and it was used all the way from 1982 to 1987 when Norfolk Southern sold the majority of their business train to the Morristown and Erie Railroad.
Hmm.
And then the car was used at the Morristown and Erie for a few years, and now it has been sitting, kind of just rotting away with a bunch of graffiti and crap all over it. And there is the Hoosier Valley Railroad Museum has stepped up to purchase the car and restore it to Norfolk and Western appearance.
It,
And they're expecting it to take about 3 to 5 years, roughly, to get done. They're estimating the cost to be $250,000, and they are accepting donations on their website for the car's restoration fund. And they have a whole description about what each phase of the restoration is going to be,
well, that's
where
cool.
they're going to start with just getting the windows and cleaning the graffiti off the car, and then the electrical systems and interior, and then getting the exterior of the N&W Tuscan and black paint applied.
Well, it's cool to see that they've got a detailed plan. Um,
Yeah,
This is a 12-4 sleeper. What exactly does that mean?
So the 12-4 sleeper, if I'm not mistaken, it is like 12, I think 12 different sleeping apartments. I could be wrong on that. If I had to guess, that's what it means. And one thing I did forget to mention, this is the last surviving Norfolk and Western 12-4 sleeper. None left.
Hmm.
So it is pretty important that we get this car at least restored to NNW appearance, so we can see what it would have been like back in the 70s to see a 12-4 sleeper on the Norfolk and Western.
Cool. Appreciate that. I remember seeing this come through Terminus News and not really knowing much about it. It's nice to see a little project that people are passionate about. You know, sometimes
Yeah.
people would see something like this and not be interested
Exactly.
because it is such small potatoes. But getting a car that's been left by the wayside and making sure that it doesn't deteriorate further, that on its own is important.
Yes.
So I know you have to step off, and Jader, you have to step off. We only have a couple of little. We've got one discussion topic that we could really dig into, but the other stuff is pretty small. If you want, before you go, at the bottom of the document, there's a place for your termination, which is just the thing you'd say at the very end of the podcast as a little farewell of sorts. But you could also put down there your guess for the latest train on Amtrak, and I will read it out and let you know if, and you can check the show to find out if you won, if you got it right. But while you two ruminate on that, Bender, what is this? What is going on with your little topic here?
Well, you see, Amtrak, if you know, is switching to different motive power. That's right. A few years ago, they decided fuck the Genesis, and they started switching to Chargers, which they've had limited availability mechanically. Let's say
They're still working
but
out
that's
the
okay.
bugs.
Everything has teething troubles when it goes into service. Even the FT, had trouble. They all sucked when they came into service, and they said, "Oh, this thing sucks," and they tore it up, and then it turns out it was fine. The Chargers are going through that phase, but they arrived with two different paint schemes. On the first one, which I'm aware of, is, well, three. Technically the Midwest scheme. That's different. Those are the SC44s. Then they had phase 6, which I guess I'll grab a couple pictures here.
Yeah, I need some visual aids, because all the
Yes.
I know phase 1 through 4 pretty well, and then after that it's just like every time they decided to come up with something, it's phase 5, 6, 7.
Phase.
Are we
phase
on
something.
Are we on phase 7 yet? When do we get phase 8?
This is. I think this is phase 7. I'm actually putting in here. Oh shoot. And I guess I'll just drop this one in here. Okay.
Yeah, that's phase 7.
So that's phase 7 on the top, and this is phase 6 on the bottom. As you can see, one of them was clearly a flop. Now, personally,
Phase 6.
I think I like both of them, but I kind of like phase 6 a bit more, purely because it's kind of shit.
I like the giant chevron. I think that's actually cool.
I do. It's very much an homage to the original Amtrak scheme. Yeah, there you go. There's what they should have been painted in.
Yes.
I love Phase 3, alright, but I'm also wanted by the Amtrak group because I actually think Phase 4 is really good, especially when it's first applied. Like, if you ever seen Superliners, they used to have text on them, and they had, the Phase 4 text, I think, was the best. And then they just subsequently removed all the text off the Superliners, and now they're all bad.
Phase 4 on the Superliners looks really good. Phase 3 on engines looks really good.
Phase 3 on the Superliners look kind of garbo.
Yeah, no, I don't really like Phase 3 on rolling stock.
But, yeah. So they're switching to Phase 7 now, and Amtrak, for the longest time, has had, the worst history of passenger car stuff in it. Yeah, there you go. The Superliner text, Phase 4, baller. And if you ever go up to one of these suckers, you can see where the text was, because it was all kind of on there. And it's so old at this point, it's starting to fade away. But yeah, Amtrak, it started out with the rainbow period, where everything was a different color. You had the colors of the different railroads the equipment came from. Then you had the Phase 1 mixed in. Then you had Phase 2, which was slightly different. But yes, I'm not actually sure if that was applied to passenger cars. I think it was. I know it was applied to
Phase
passenger
2,
cars in
yeah.
Japan.
Phase 2 was applied
Yeah.
to passenger cars.
And then you had the Phase 3, big one, the one that everybody likes, and it's actually very good. And it was the first one that everybody can say was actually applied to a passenger car, and everything looked great. Even lines
Yes.
up between Genesis and FL9. There you go.
Yes.
And then came Phase 4. They screwed everything up because they were phasing out Phase 3 and putting in Phase 4. This was when the dark side attacked. And then here came the Death Star with the regional scheme. Bang!
Blech.
And then the Rebels won, and Phase 4 became Phase 6B, or is it
Yeah,
Phase 4B?
because Phase
Yeah,
5
no,
was
it's
just
Phase
the
4B
Acela,
slash
right?
Phase 6.
Phase 5 was like
was-
the weird circles.
Yeah.
Phase 5 is so this is the regional scheme, which is
Sending
only on
photos of
passenger
Terminus
cars when you still
podcast.
up. These things, this was like so bad. Amtrak reverted it after a year because nobody understood what the hell was going on, and this was on the East Coast. Arguably the worst place to implement it first.
Graphic design is my passion.
It
So they made it-
Phase 5 screams graphic design is my passion.
It does.
And
So they
and
switched from
I
Phase
mean,
4.
you know,
They went to Phase 4 in locomotives and Phase 4 in stock, and then they went straight to regional on like Amfleets and stuff, which completely sucked. And so they went back to Phase 4, but then they called it Phase 4B, and I think it has to do with the stripe on the bottom. And then
No, the difference between Phase 4 and Phase 4B is the Amtrak logo. It's the old Amtrak
Oh, right.
logo versus Pointless Arrow.
so true. But then you have locomotives. They go to Phase 5, which is the one that they all have now. The light blue on the top and the silver side, which honestly kind of rocks. It's good. And then came Phase 6 and Phase 7.
Which we went from like no new phases in like 20 years to
Yeah, and then we
Like-
got two new ones straight up. Like,
in like yeah, in the
Crazy.
span of like a year. Because again, I also like Phase 6 more than I think I like Phase 7.
I
But
think
also like paint everything in Pepsi can.
no.
that's true. Pepsi Can was just the best scheme ever, outright. Like
Pepsi Can
straight
was
up.
just
It
on
took Phase-
locomotives, right?
It took
Yeah.
Okay.
It took Phase 3 and made it even better, and that wasn't even possible. Although
Yeah, and-
bring back the fade. The only good fade was the Phase 3 fade. Man, that shit rocked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The low taper fade. Thank you, Ninja.
Yeah.
The reason they took the superliner text off of the superliners is because at that point the word superliner was being associated with them crashing into ditches. And so Amtrak wanted to distance themselves from the superliner name and logo, so they took it off the cars.
It's really sad because it is so baller, and I miss it.
It
Um,
is.
and-
It's one
and
of
I
those
mean,
things where it's like
I
you
they
had
did-
it on,
they
on
did
the
in
Mirage
fact-
Pass Trains 2006 route, and it just never left your head.
They did in fact crash a lot of superliners. So
Yes, and
I
that's why
understand.
they're regretting that these days because they don't exist anymore.
I mean, I feel like they
Yeah,
regretted it then too. Like they weren't just doing it for fun.
I mean, fair enough. Anyway, there's the Phase 3 text if you're interested. It looks kooky as hell and garbage.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they've gone to Phase 6 and then Phase 7. Phase 6 was kind of that intermediate phase. I'd rather call it Phase 5.5.
Here's another photo of Phase 3.
Can I say
Oh, yeah.
one thing quickly before I have to log off?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
It has been a pleasure being on here, and I would be down to do this again sometime. So thank you all very
Yeah,
much.
you got started with a very long episode because of the local
Yeah.
royale. Usually that segment's like half an hour. This time it was like an hour and a
Yeah.
half. Thank you for coming
Exactly. You're
Just
very
be
welcome.
aware you
All
can't be on twice in a row.
right.
Like-
I'll keep that in mind.
Jade or East and I with the five
on. Yeah, well,
podcasts.
you guys are co-hosts. That's an exception.
What's the longest? Is this the longest streak we've had the same
I
group on?
don't know.
I mean,
Probably.
since we started the rotating cast, yes. But like, if you go back to when we just had 3 co-hosts, probably not.
Oh, when I was a kid, probably.
Uh, Oh God, don't say that. I know we've been doing this for 10 years, but goodness gracious.
Bender, I'll have you know, I was Bender, Ellis, I'll have you know, I was like 11 when I started watching you.
I was also like, I was like 9.
God.
Because I
Now-
remember, like, getting into your stuff, like, right as Trains 12, like, was about to come out. Like, it was
Yeah.
right before Trains 12 came out.
God, Trains 12 sucked. That thing was awful.
Trans
That
12
would have
sucked,
been, like,
and then
12, 13 years ago.
Trans 12 sucked when I did
And then
my
you made a
Trans
video about it.
my Trans 12 rant, but it didn't really suck that hard. And
Oh.
then I moved to it, and then I was on it for a really long time. So
I remember the Trains 12 rant.
Uh,
I'm
Me
why
too.
in my R's and my W's, man? My Twain's 12.
now you're
Trains
reverting.
12.
Twain's
Yeah,
12.
welcome back, 11-year-old Bender. You gonna join the RTP now?
ERS 06 episode 1.
Yeah.
Rip
Yeah.
Geiger.
RIP
yeah.
Geiger.
So
RIP
there-
every version of Geiger, because that Geiger's dead, MPS Geiger's dead, the other Geiger you tried to do was dead.
It's cursed.
No,
it's
the,
cursed.
the
man.
Geiger Mountains Railway on Tolbert is fine. It's fine. Don't say anything, for God's sake. This hard drive is having
Alice,
enough problems.
Don't say it.
Please
Don't
make a
speak
backup, like Alice.
I-
Please make a backup right now.
So okay,
Like
so
send
well,
it to someone so they have it on their end as well.
I was gonna say, what about the Terminus Valley and Anaconda Railway?
Oh yeah, that's.
Terminus Valley is another one that's bye-bye.
I wish I still had the maps the hand drawn maps for that.
Oh,
If you find those, I will like pray over them like they're holy
I
relics.
am certain they do not exist.
They may have shown up in a video once. God
They
knows how long
I
ago.
did. I know. I at least once held them up to the camera. I don't know what video, but if anyone wants to troll through my entire library of weekly timetables or whatever.
There's some more.
Oh.
Yeah, Alice, when are we getting the weekly timetables back?
Oh God. Well, see, here's the deal. No.
There's another superliner, and there's another superliner.
Anyway,
and...
phase 7, right? Oh God, are you just posting
Yeah, so-
more pictures of wrecked superliners?
excuse my very
Amtrak
long-winded
is
and
not
very
a
autistic
good,
discussion.
a good run with superliners. Let me
Is
tell
this
you that.
Chicago? It looks like Chicago. Oh my god. No wonder
Let me.
distance tells. Too bad everybody knows they're a superliner.
Empire Builder derail, so it could be Chicago. Yes.
I think it's
2002.
Chicago. I know it because I've been through Chicago and that's what it looks like.
No, that does in fact look like Chicago.
I will point out that 10 years since we started doing this, 12 years since the release of the Zombie Train.
God.
Another superliner.
December 21st, 2012, the alleged end of the world that, we're still here.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately.
I was 9. I was 9 in like 2 months.
2012, I was 10.
Yeah.
I was.
Where are you finding all of these
13?
pictures?
I just looked up Amtrak superliner crash, and like, there's a lot.
Yeah, this is why there are no more superliners left because they keep dying.
Yeah.
Pullman Standard, you fucks.
In fairness,
There's
they tend to die because they're put on the routes that go to the middle of nowhere and are over
That is true.
freight track that no one cares about.
And then they just explode.
yeah.
Yeah, so Amtrak, when they got the charters, they went phase. They did the phase 1 remake. They put phase 6 on there, which was kind of another like fun. Hey, this is like Amtrak phase 1 again, guys. Except not really. And then they went straight. It went straight to phase 7 because it's just better.
It's okay.
Yeah, I like phase 6, but I see why they went with phase 7 because honestly, it is more appealing, and I do like it.
Go back to phase 2. Because the stupidest thing is, they're still putting phase 3 on rolling stock, despite also not putting phase 7 on rolling stock.
The Viewliner packages, the Viewliners are phase 3 still. Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah. Well, that's because that looks hot. But also,
It does look hot.
importantly, they're still putting phase 3 on stuff because phase 3 is basically the scheme reserved for Empire Service. So, Empire Service still uses phase 3 on all their equipment.
Like, I don't know if this is mentioned or if this was even grabbed by the cargoes, but the phase 7 Viewliner.
Yeah, that's what this is about.
That's what this is about.
Oh, hey,
yeah.
look at that. We made it to the top.
We finally made it all the way around, guys. Congratulations,
Okay,
Shinji. You
okay.
did it.
Hear me out. Looking. Which baggage would you want? Would you want the single line baggage, like the second one, as in it would be like as if they just took phase 2 and we did it? Or would you want the full paint baggage?
I want the phase 3 baggage.
The phase 3
I would
baggage
too.
is better than all of these, but the single line baggage is way better than the we wrapped the thing baggage. Which,
I
actually,
agree.
this is a great way to segue to a totally unrelated topic that we have. It's just
God.
listed as advertising in here somewhere. Yeah, hold on. Let me grab it. I'm gonna put it under my. I'm gonna put it under my
Oh
thing.
my
and-
god, who the fuck did this?
So they did a full wrap of a locomotive for Wicked.
Oh,
Huh?
Huh?
I mean,
Which
the
is-
one that directs you to a porn site.
Wait, send the oh, we have the link highlighted. Like,
It's in my discussion topic. The first link is to the Wicked one,
oh my.
I gotta see this.
Oh,
and the
oh,
second
oh.
link is to a Moana 2 like
What?
TGB.
Oh my.
Oh my
Oh.
god, wait, if we're talking about this, there's a new Disney Shinkansen.
Oh
What the
Oh
no!
my
fuck?
fucking god!
Oh, it's Trenitalia. There you go,
Oh,
Trenitalia.
same thing.
There's one for Strange World. There's one for Elemental. There's one for Wish. There's one for Inside Out 2.
Gee. Oh, yo, I didn't even know you could scroll. Oh no. Oh, this is exactly like the Shinkansen,
Oh,
except it's just
oh,
not done as
no.
well.
This is so bad.
The Shinkansens look so much better.
I'm not entirely sure I agree with either, but Bender.
Listen, alright. Hello Kitty Shinkansen, tasteful. Alright.
Yeah,
Oh
nailed
my-
it.
Hold on. Oh my god.
Banned,
Oh,
banned
never
for Frozen
mind. Oh my God.
references.
Fuck, go back.
Oh my
Hold
god.
up, I'm,
Oh my
I'm
God.
adding a dash
Oh
3
my
here
God.
for you, Alice.
Garfield
Oh,
train.
Shit,
Lot
like,
of
there you go.
Wait,
Ooh,
what?
Garfield train. Garfield what?
I like how the moment
There
the
you go.
moment the guest has to leave, we go totally off the rails.
Well, I see, now we can be ourselves, now that we don't have to, like, pretend to be normal.
This is still going on the internet.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
But, like,
Look, I killed that CEO, okay? That's what I did.
Jesus Christ.
thank you, Luigi, but, okay, it looks better than the first Disney Shinkansen now.
The first one? The first. Oh.
This is the second, this is the first one.
Oh, get on the train.
How'd you do that so perfectly, Alice?
Because I am Mickey Mouse.
I don't like the
here's
pose they're
another
doing in that
Disney
picture.
Shinkansen, you know, go Waku
Yeah.
Waku.
Go walk,
I am
smile.
actually the CEO of Disney. Bender, come at me.
Okay.
Which, this, like, roughly translates to, like, go, shock, shock, smile. Like, go, excited, smile.
So is this like go shock shock smile as in go like get shocked by the police smile?
Yeah,
Go
Personality?
sure.
go
yeah,
touch the
we
third
love
rail.
Go.
The Third Reich.
Look, alright, they're doing that pose in the first picture. Okay.
Are they?
You never know.
I'm just gonna wait.
Which character is doing the Oh.
So anyway,
There's also a Pixar train.
I have a question.
I should
Oh,
have googled.
oh,
I should
oh.
not have googled Garfield train.
Oh no.
Hmm?
Oh,
Actually, wait.
What
I
do you
have
mean?
I have a meme for this.
Send it, Jada.
send it.
This was the 1, 2, 3, 4, 6th result. Here, hold on.
The sixth result. Okay, that's gonna be good.
I don't have the meme on this computer. Yeah, this is perfect. This is
This
exactly
is-
what I need.
This should be the thumbnail of the podcast.
Oh my.
Hold on, I'm adding this
Please,
to the
Alice,
page
this
of
would be so
chaos.
funny.
Garfield. How are you going to fit it on the
And,
page of chaos? Where are you going to put it?
You know,
Gonna do it
while you find
anyway.
out where to put it, how about O'Gilly's hamper?
I have a question. Where did
I have an
this
answer.
Acela scheme come from with it fully wrapped?
It looks like maybe trains.
Nope.
SimWorld, Train SimWorld.
Okay, because it honestly looks really good.
Yeah, Train SimWorld.
Um,
Reddit.
Right. So Phase 7, right? Phase 7.
Oh, are they still there?
Yeah, we didn't.
Never left.
Oh, right.
We didn't
Uh,
address the actual subject of this discussion.
Sorry, I was
yeah,
looking
Phase
at.
7.
I was looking
Yeah,
at
Uline
Senzu
is.
Station.
Which, if I wasn't lazy, hold up. Oh no, I can't check the Amtrak tracker to see if it's
Nope,
really late.
do
'cause
not, do not.
I could go if the Floridian is late. This car is on the Floridian. If the Floridian is late today, the one that gets to Miami today, I could go see this car in person.
You could.
bruh.
But yeah, so they made a Phase 7, what is this, Horizon Sleeper, right?
Yeah, and
Mhm.
it doesn't look bad, but
No,
it's
Viewline
kind of
is
like a
Sleeper.
return to Phase 1, because they only have the red on one end, which means it's not good.
Symmetrical.
It's not symmetrical,
Yeah.
no.
Also, there you go.
Yeah,
There
there's
he
some
is.
themed trains for you. Hello, Mr.
Yep.
Landlocked.
Hello, C5644.
The issue I have with the Phase 7 baggage car, it doesn't look bad. I think it looks
Yeah.
quite good. But there's so
Your
much
baggage car,
window.
or?
There's so much window, right?
There is a lot of window.
They-
There is a view.
yeah,
you can,
like,
you
the
can
car is,
hardly
like-
tell there's a paint scheme under there because there's so
That's
much
m-
window.
Yeah, that's my issue with Phase 7 on the fuel line. And that's going to be the issue on Phase 7 on everything. Because it's everything except the baggage cars are all window. Like, oops, it's all window.
Yeah, I mean,
Except for
it's
the
kinda like-
Superliners, but I think it's going to look horrible on the Superliners.
they had a
I
good
think
thing
so.
going with like horizontal stripes. You can tell what the design is, no matter how many windows you have. And here you can
They
hardly
tilted
tell
the
what the design
stripes.
is.
Like 45 degrees.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know. I don't. It's okay, but it's not the best.
no. What,
And
what I
it's
what I
kinda
think
like the
really-
Horizons. The Horizons you can't really tell what they are either.
No. What I think saves Phase 7 in general is that the color combination is really solid. It looks...
Yeah,
It's a great palette. It looks really good.
it is.
Yeah,
Dark
it's
blue
like
and
someone
light
turned
blue.
Dark Theme on.
Yeah,
They did, and that's what we all want. Nobody likes light theme.
Yeah.
I use Light Theme.
You,
Well, not on
Dead to
Discord,
me.
but, you know.
I was going to say, if you use Light Theme on Discord, I am going to, like...
No, Light Theme
Go to your
on
house.
Flash
Discord, I
bang.
mean, Light Theme on Discord is basically just Skype, and I already have to use
That's
Teams
not
for
fair.
work, so...
Oh,
Which Teams
Ooh,
probably
what
has
do
a
you
dark
think of
theme that I
that?
haven't figured out yet, but I also don't like to mess with it.
East. Do you want to be barred from every national institution?
Hey, that means I can't go to prison.
Yeah, we'll see how that works out for you.
We'll send you to international prison. You'll go live
Listen,
in Denmark.
they are gonna put Phase 7 on an NPCU, okay? And there's nothing we
I
can
know
do
they
about
will.
it.
They already put Phase 7 on a Genesis,
Okay,
and it looks like
I'm
ass.
not gonna lie.
They put a lot of
That
Phase
looks
7 on
pretty
Genesis.
damn good on the F40. I like it a lot.
I like
It's
that.
kind of like Metro, I guess, a little bit, or like
Yeah.
a MBTA. I don't know. It looks good though. Yeah, I like it.
So speaking of, we were talking about the Shinkansens. East, are they gonna do like less than carload freight on Shinkansens? How are they gonna handle unloading that in 30 seconds?
If you give me 30 seconds, I'm gonna read the article here.
Damn, that's crazy. All this, that you haven't had time to read the article yet.
Yeah, I know. I've been too busy posting really bad photoshops of Amtrak F40s. and Super Highness going EP.
Yeah, so true.
No, so this dates back to the ideas of when they originally opened the Shinkansen, is they had, they were planning to do freight Shinkansens just as their own independent freight service on the Shinkansen, not integrated at all. And they built locomotives and cars for containerized freight Shinkansens. But with the evidence of people like to take train, they decided that there's not enough time to fit freight Shinkansens into a normal schedule because they would have to go slower, and they would have to have like restrictions and stuff like that. So it was something they kind of abandoned per se, but it's always been looming in the back of their head, and it is an option for extremely high priority goods, such as body parts,
Hey,
and
what?
fish. I was waiting for you guys to make a joke. Like, come
Well,
on.
I was just hung up on
fish.
body parts. I'm sorry. I was hung
Fish.
up on body parts. Like, I know what you mean. I know you mean, like, organs for transplant, I assume, I hope.
The Yakuza. I have some fun stories on the Yakuza.
I'm
Yakuza
sure you
7 Train Edition.
The Yakuza is entirely propped up by the Japanese government as a way to prevent other mafias from entering Japan. So the
Cat
Yakuza and the
Cafe.
Japanese mafia is actually just controlled by the government, and that's like not even a joke.
That's pretty funny.
They literally get funding from the government to commit crime.
Yeah, but how is
Which
there
is why,
pasta
like-
sauce?
I don't know, but that's why like most of the crime they commit is like extortion on foreigners, as opposed to like actual crime. It's like, oh no, your apple juice, you have to pay like $100 or you won't be able to leave. Ooh.
Oh, I don't want to leave anyway. Suck my dick.
Okay, but also, no, actually, no. I think yeah, you would. Anyway, so the transporting organ donors and stuff like that is something that happens, but not very frequently. Something that happens on a daily basis is the fish transportation. On the Hokkaido Shinkansen from Hokkaido to Tokyo, because there's a lot of Michelin star and 5-star restaurants in Tokyo that require fresh fish. And so what happens is the fish will get packed in Hokkaido, put on a Shinkansen, and then in the span of 4 hours, your fish will be from swimming into ocean to on your plate, of a distance of some several hundred miles.
So, hold on. So I'm picturing. First,
I'm
You said
picturing
what?
I'm picturing Lionel fish tank car on Shinkansen.
yes, yes, or the aquarium cars with the fish swimming around.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
What they've
Yeah.
done is they've converted one car into a massive fish tank, so they dump it in from the top, and once they get to the destination, the bottom opens up like a coal hopper,
Yeah.
and dumps
Yes.
the fish out.
Well, see, I was thinking so there
No,
are
it's
two there are two funny possibilities in my head for Shinkansen freight. The first one is we have to get the rocks there before they go bad, and just like a coal train but with a bullet, with a Shinkansen locomotive on the front and end.
One of those really shitty mobile games.
Yeah.
What is this? Fucking open TTD?
Yeah, exactly. And the other version is an express, like an express baggage kind of car, like an express freight car on the Shinkansen, and they're just they pull up
Full
to a
of
station
fish.
and they have to wheel everything out of the, they have to dolly every single thing out of that car in 30 seconds before the train takes off, or else they're 2 seconds late and
They get
have
taken
to,
I was
with
gonna
the
say baggage
train.
car full of fish.
Like
I
the
know
train,
this one.
doesn't wait for them. Like the train will leave. So it's like you're throwing stuff out of the car as it's departing at 20 miles an hour.
Yeah, you're chucking stuff out the door and you hear, caution, the doors are about to close.
Hold on. Train car full of fish. I know this one, but anyway, keep going.
Yeah. So
Flying Kipper.
only about 40 cardboard boxes of cargo can be handled at one time, and basically what happened is they just removed the first 2 rows of seats in a Shinkansen cab car, and replaced it with just a shelf for boxes.
I have a better idea.
It must smell real good in
which
there.
was
Intermodal flat car. You can put one container on it, and you
I'm
just
trying to find a
have a
yeah,
crane at
so-
every station.
here, because these are specifically on the E5s. You see where the Tohoku Shinkansen logo is behind the second door. It's the white plaque. In the photo I
Okay.
sent.
Yeah, hold on. I'll
Yeah,
show this to the audience. Is that the cargo door? That second door?
No, that's so
just a
they
normal
removed
door?
the first. Yeah, what they've done before is they've removed the first row of seats behind the first glass and the cargo for luggage behind the white logo. And what they've done is they've replaced it with cargo racks, so it's now a separate area, which allows them to transport stuff like fish in timely manners. Now, what JR
You keep saying fish. It's the funniest thing that could be transported on these trains.
What's really the only thing that it's that, and maybe the highest priority of mail, same day mail parcels, but it's mostly fish. It is just straight up
I
fish.
understand, but every part of Japan is near the ocean.
Yeah, but there's a lot of fish that are just in Hokkaido, because of its colder climate that you can't get in Tokyo.
Nah, it doesn't make sense to me. I don't care. I reject reality and substitute my own.
So it's like getting Maine lobsters in Atlanta, Georgia, in the span of 5 hours.
Yeah, this is
Give or
it's the same principle as if you see sushi far inland, you go, But if it was sushi in Albuquerque and they also had a Shinkansen, you'd go, oh yeah, perfect.
Yeah, sushi in Japan. Who could have guessed Japan was good at sushi? Not me. Um, no, but JR East said that they have two options. That they can either build new or convert old Shinkansens to freight-only bullet trains, as in specifically designed for freight in the existing car body. Oh, 1 second.
It's gonna
That's
end up
cool.
it's gonna end up being goofy LCL
Nice.
stuff, but what you actually need is intermodal Shinkansen.
Um. So So the ability to handle cargo on some lines needs to be upgraded, but it's to provide similar speeds and competition with air freight, with highly punctual delivery, because airplanes are subject to wind, and trains are like also subject to wind, but less likely to be subject to wind.
Yeah,
Um,
they're subject. They're really not that subject to wind. Listen, if the trains are being subject to wind, you've got bigger problems, like a hurricane.
um, so yeah, basically what's the whole reason this is happening is Japan is strengthening overtime laws so people don't kill themselves every week, just to get isekai back into the 9 to 9 job, and that's not 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. That's 9 a.m. to 9 a.m. because they work 24 hours a day, um, which is going to cut trucking in Japan significantly. Because if you're no longer allowed to work overtime, you either need to hire more people, which if no one's having sex and giving birth to babies, you can't hire any more people. And, God forbid we hire foreigners. Um,
So true.
so, yeah, that's going to drastically reduce the amount of shipping. And the other issue is JR Freight, which is the Cape Gauge shipper, can only accommodate about 30% more traffic with what they have right now, accounting for also they are sharing main lines with passenger trains, and you can't exactly sideline the passenger trains, at least in Japan.
You can't sideline
Um,
anything on the Shinkansen. Everything has to be there. It has to be there right now.
yeah, exactly. The rocks, they're going to spoil.
Yeah.
Um, so JR East solution is the wording of this article is weird, and provides a really funny idea that JR East would place a freight car on the front of its passenger trains.
See,
Such cars would
see.
have large doorways, which could be a structural issue for the car body. The issue is they say on the front of the passenger train, which implies they're putting a boxcar in front of the
I
Shinkansen
don't.
nose.
I don't think that's what they mean. I
I
I
know,
don't
but the
think
the
that's.
wording
Well,
implies
I need to
that
see
they're
a
getting.
streamlined boxcar.
Yeah, it's those containers that UP sometimes uses.
Yeah.
Um, like on the intermodal trains that are like aerodynamic.
Yeah, wedge shaped.
Yeah. It's like one of those, except it's a boxcar.
I
Um,
do.
That's
I don't want to jump it. I don't want to cut in here, but I'm probably gonna have to drop off.
all right. Well,
Okay.
right.
it
See
was
you,
a long
Tater.
one.
See ya.
Yeah, it was
See
a
you,
long
Jader.
one. See you guys.
Good night.
How does the Ice 5 fit into this?
High speed rail. So like this is what
Okay.
I'm imagining they're doing. Um, but yeah,
Right.
the issue is no other JR wants to do that because slow heavy freight trains or slower heavier Shinkansens could cause more delays. Um, and they argued, JR Central specifically argues that there's no demand. There is no more certain demand than passengers. I think that's a really bad translation. I think what he's trying to, or what he said was there is no higher demand than passengers. Which yeah, that makes sense. You're trying to transport
But the
people, but
fish!
if they do find a way to fit more fish into their trains, then I guess good for them.
They find a way to fit more fish. We need to ship the legendary fish.
The Alameda Weehawking Fish Tunnel.
Yes. The Hokkaido Tokyo fish tunnel.
Yeah. And while Japan is building freight Shinkansens, Germany is building no Shinkansens or high-speed trains at all. Because they've canceled their procurement of Ice 5 trains, which is cringe, nene, cringe, and stupid.
Lame. Get more
Um,
trains.
but the issue is because they had not received any offers meeting the requirements that they had set forth in the specified deadline, which means either the requirements are very stupid, or the only person who was crazy enough to do something was Alstom, and they're currently killing themselves. No
Yeah,
snack card.
I mean, there's not a lot of there. Like passenger procurement is bad, and it is still bad, and it has been bad for a while, and it's just like, yeah, like everyone else needs trains really bad. Maybe Deutsche Bahn just doesn't need trains that bad right now.
They put out the bid in December 2023, so it's been a year. And initially, Alstom and Siemens both presented contracts or presented bids, but they've been retracted. It was a 300 km an hour single level deck train offering energy efficiency, reliability, and improvement and more accessible travel experiences. It was planned to buy up to 95 train sets, with an initial guaranteed order for 33, which would be built by 2032-2034, and a second order if placed by 2040. These train sets would have replaced the Ice 2 and Ice 1, which the Ice 1s are old. They're definitely getting up there in age. So it is a shame that...
I just saw
Yes.
what you posted with the boxcar.
Oh. So it is a shame that no one was able to successfully place a bid for these restrictions. But also knowing Germany, it's probably like, you have to build a 300 km an hour train, and it also like, not resemble a high speed train at all or something like that. I don't know, because Germany is like can be really weird like that. But it is a shame that they're not going to get any more high speed because, everyone needs some more ice.
Ice on my wrist, or whatever.
I got a Glock in my right. Ice, baby.
Doom, 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 doom. So last discussion topic, and I'll make this a relatively quick one, even though this is the one I really kind of wanted to dig into.
Yeah, we can definitely dig
Metro
into it.
in DC is
The automated stuff,
is
right?
getting automated service again.
I've been seeing a lot about that on Reddit.
Yeah, and the part that really blows me away, right, is that I'm surprised it's only here. And I get that a lot of the subway systems, especially in the US, which is, the places that I know the best, right? A lot of subway systems are what you might call legacy systems. They were built, between 50 and 100
60s.
between 50 and 100 years ago in a lot of cases, and they are in no position. Like they're just trying to make sure things don't fall apart and the roof doesn't fall in most of the time. Making the signaling system a modern 21st century signaling system is at the bottom of the priority list. Just getting them to work is much higher. But DC Metro is a relatively new system. It's a very sort of it is the Factorio rail block world to the spaghetti base of New York City and Boston. It is very regimented. The designs are standardized, and it does not surprise me that of anywhere, Metro would get automated trains. And this is a system that they've used before, but they haven't used in 15 years because of a fatal collision in 2009, which this article points out the system actually was not at fault, or the system was determined to be not at fault for the collision in question. But with all of the crazy pushes for self-driving cars, I'm surprised that we're not that much closer with trains. Like, trains don't have to steer. It's so much simpler. Trains don't have to read pavement markings. And, the toughest things for a self-driving car are problems that trains just don't have.
Most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time, right? I mean, I don't know a train... I don't know an engineer that has to worry about crossing the double yellow line by mistake. And I know there are some metro lines that are automated, or there are some other metro lines, especially outside of the U.S., that are automated, semi-automated. There are a lot of airport people movers are basically all automated.
Atlanta. Miami.
yeah, Denver, um,
Yeah.
and in like Madrid is going to receive, I think, according to this article, 80 automated metro trains. I don't know what their metro system is like, but um, that will be a significant order for them, I would imagine. It's just interesting to see that that this is a system that existed, that proved itself, that was shut down, and now is being brought back into service. I'm not entirely sure what spurred them to do this. Maybe they just felt that it was time. But automated train operations seems like something that especially metro systems could or should be looking into. Um, if you're worried about like the the positions of engineers and things, I feel like a lot of subway systems could stand to gain from employing more people or employing people in the role of car attendant, perhaps, right?
Yeah, like with airport automated people movers is you're typically not going more than 15, 20 miles an hour, and you're also in an enclosed space where nothing can really go wrong, per
And you're
se.
behind security.
Yeah, while, on, let's say, uh, the DC Metro, is I've seen people posting about trains getting up to 80 miles an hour, which,
Oh
again, if
god.
something goes wrong at 80 miles an hour, I'd want someone on board to be able to step in should something happen.
Yeah, I will, and I believe, I don't know for certain, but it would make sense to me because of the regulations that they still have to have an operator
Present,
present.
yeah.
Um,
No, I do not think they are 100% fully autonomous, no people on board. I'm pretty
no,
sure that's still an engineer. He just kind of sits there and makes sure the system doesn't kill itself.
no, but I guess what I'm trying to say here is I don't think that automated train operation should be an excuse to reduce the number of people you have employed, because it's you know it, you shouldn't have to need to cut those kinds of corners on a system that is funded by taxpayer revenue and not by the money it brings in off ticket sales. Although DC Metro is interesting in that they have a distance-based fare system. It's relatively unusual for a metro system. That aside, I know these are two almost unrelated thoughts, but I think I think that metro systems should work on push towards automated train operation, but also they should be hiring more staff because car attendants would be cool. I feel like car attendants would go a long way to make people feel safer on transit.
I I do agree. I felt kind of sketched out in the DC Metro. Aside from getting thrown around, I felt sketched out.
Yeah, the DC
They
metros go
were,
really fast.
They hauled fucking ass, dude. East can attest to this.
yeah,
I was getting
no,
thrown at my first time in that shit. I was legit like thrown.
that's what I'm saying. Like getting up to 80 miles an hour, okay, like in a 80 miles an hour in like a bi-level or what are they
Yeah,
called? A tin can, because I don't remember what they're called. An amp sleeve. That's already rough enough on good level track. 80 miles an
yeah.
hour on an like 1980s metro car on a 1960s system that damn well hasn't had an upgrade since. Oh my god, that's insane.
It
Yeah,
was
And like
it was like yeah. Holy shit.
and when we were going to meet Matt at the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum, the one with the big hangar, like we're like, oh okay, let's get on the metro. And Michael, like respectively, isn't, and I understand why. He's not one for metros. He get like, and the nice like the main station like in DC, like the Le Elefant, is pretty nice, but it's also old as shit. It's
Yeah.
a very 50, 60 style brutalist architecture type building.
well, and they've kept that style for the entire system. And, I mean,
Yeah,
it's old as hell, relatively speaking. It's old as hell for the system, but
well,
compared
like
to
in
a
terms
lot
of
of
metros, it's not that
yeah,
old.
in
Yeah,
terms of
like New York
metros,
or
1960s
Chicago.
is new.
The lights
Yeah,
that I got blinded by sure as hell weren't that old.
no, but like it's in like the speeds they manage to hit feel unsafe, but I'm sure they're fine. But like
I would Yeah.
80 miles an hour on a DC Metro car is more like a fucking roller coaster thrill ride than trying to get to your destination on time.
Yeah, the
Like,
service speed
right.
on DC Metro is 75
I
in places, and that's
75.
I am
fast.
fairly confident that no matter if you went to automation, I'm fairly confident that the G forces you experience would not get any worse. I I'm I can't like say this enough. I was being thrown around like a rubber duck, man.
No,
I
like
don't
I
experience that
remember
in Amtrak.
when we were
He's-
pulling into Bender, when we just met each other and we were getting onto the metro to go to the
Yeah.
Japanese place, when we were on there, they accelerated so
they
fast out of that station, it threw everyone 3 feet backwards.
it got there was definitely a time I nearly got thrown, dude. Like it was really bad. Like you need to hold on to something on that thing.
Like
You know,
with
in
most
an
metros,
amphitheater, yeah.
I'm perfectly fine, just kind of assuming like a walking position, and then I'm fine, whatever. For the DC Metro, I had to hold on because I was
Yeah, no,
getting thrown around.
you have to hold for dear life. And East is, a good foot taller than me. It was bad. It was rough.
Well, I
Yeah,
feel
I
like
mean,
you'd
I
have
also
an
have a higher
easier
center
time.
of
You've got the
gravity.
lower center of gravity.
Yeah.
I did a little bit of I did a little bit of subway surfing when I was in DC. I stood up in the middle of the car and didn't get thrown around too bad, but yeah, it's
Ugh,
the G forces
it's
are pretty intense.
it's
Um,
so rough. Like I don't know how they do it.
I mean, I'll remind that a few years ago, and probably 15, 20 years ago at this point, DC Metro was really in, like, they were in a bad way. They had a run of bad crashes. They had a couple of fatalities, and the
Mm.
system was in a state of severe disrepair. And these days, they are probably one of the better subway systems. They're probably one of the best subway systems in the country. They're definitely one of the better ones. Um,
My issue with DC Metro is even the new, beautifully fresh delivered stock looks like it was from the 60s because they refused to get rid of the dog shit brown.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah, I
all
love
the
the
like the
brown.
carpet was kind of whack. You could
The-
tell
Like, it's
how
like-
old those things were.
Like you can tell it's a new versus an old train based on if it had the red, white, and blue on the front or the brown on the front. And it was, and like even the red, white, and blue was like brown shit. Like someone smeared shit on the front. It was the red, white, and blue. It was brown shaded
Yeah.
red, white, and blue.
Well, I mean,
But, like,
when you're bombing, a lot of that is outside when you're just bombing through like the clouds of mosquitoes radiating off the Potomac swamp at 75 miles an hour. Yeah, it's gonna get
and,
brown.
senators and stuff like that. Probably the secretaries more so than the actual senator, but whatever.
Yeah.
Like they're so, like something I think that would go a long way on presenting their image better is just getting rid of the brown.
No.
Please, it's not
No,
the 60s
don't get rid of the
anymore.
brown. No. The DC Metro has not changed aesthetically since it opened, and they're so real for that.
Like I'm not saying become bright pink, but like anything other than brown.
No, keep
Even
brown.
stainless
Keep the brown.
steel would be nice.
I'm here
Stainless steel
for
would be very
brown.
nice.
I would like everyone in the comments to sound off their appreciation of brown.
I like
uh,
brown. All right, just not that kind of brown. I don't like shit stained brown.
Yeah, like there's certain browns that look really nice, like a nice Tuscan brown,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
Rome.
Sicilian browns from Italy, mahogany, a dark
Browns from
reddish brown.
Cleveland.
That's nice. Browns from DC? That sounds really raw. I hate browns from DC. No,
Jesus.
no, but like
Oh.
the brown they use is very.
You
It
can,
does not
yeah.
spark joy. It simply does not spark
Yeah.
joy.
Speak for yourself.
I can corroborate on that. Corroborate.
You're
Uh,
outnumbered 2-1. I think you're the imposter.
No,
Ellis.
that's okay. It's okay. It's just crazy that you guys are wrong. But at any rate,
Yeah.
It's a
No,
Yeah.
I wonder what. I wonder. Well, I hope this goes well. Right. There's one more
Mhm.
thing
Yeah.
about the automatic train system that I'd like to throw in here, and it's a safety issue. It's a safety thing, which
Okay.
is a lot of metros or a lot of municipalities that have subways are discussing doors, like platform doors that line up with the train doors and open only when a
Yeah.
train is there, so people can't fall onto the track.
Very based.
Yeah, and that's great, but when you have a human operator, they might not be able to line it up perfectly every time.
Speak for
You know,
yourself.
it's
Japan does it every
no,
time.
I know, and you can learn to do it, you can be trained to do it, but you still have an element of human error. If you have an automated train system, you're much more likely to be able to just program it to nail that every single time. Um, and
And there's other elements of safety with an autonomous system beyond just the doors itself. Like
Yeah.
if you have it to where, like, with PTC, even if you run a red signal, it automatically puts the train in emergency, and you can't do shit with the train. You can't unemergency or put it into not shape, anything like that. So if you wanted to cause a wreck, this autonomous system would override you, like passing a red signal or something like that. It would slam the brakes on you, which I'm sure they have safety measures like that. But it's just an additional safety measure, which is good.
yeah,
Oh, fuck.
it is something that it's sort of just the repeatability of it, uh, the taking human error out of the equation. The other earlier today, I saw a video of a CTA train in Chicago that overran the buffers because the engineer had fallen asleep.
Ouch.
And yeah, it went straight through the buffers and started like climbing a set of stairs.
Yeah,
It was
close enough. Welcome back, Pennsylvania GG1.
yeah, it was.
Um,
I was gonna say it was very wrongfully accused. Um, but
yeah,
it's
free my
just
man Luigi. He did nothing wrong.
it's just the
Um,
step. It's just the step above PTC, and it's much easier to employ on a system like a metro where things are regimented and grade separated and completely under the control of a single entity than a nationwide system of multiple railroads. I guess my
yeah.
point is, once again, I'm just surprised that we're only seeing this in one place right now, outside of airports. And it
Like,
might. I wouldn't be surprised if it becomes more common in the future, and maybe not even the distant
the,
future.
the thing is it's not one of those things where America's lacking, slow to the table, and every other country has autonomous trains. It's still a relatively rare technology worldwide, not just in the U.S. Like I made the joke about how Japanese engineers, they always hit their marks, but you think a country like Japan, with its necessity and idealism for perfect on-time records, that they would be some of the first to adopt a at least autonomous assisted scheduling,
Yeah, I'm
some sort of
surprised.
program
Like
to.
the Shinkansen feels like the perfect test bed for automated trains, and instead, where do we have automated trains? Australia. Uh,
Yeah,
So true.
with 5 mile long coal trains.
yeah,
If
or
I'm
trains in
not
the middle of
mistaken,
nowhere.
the newest, which I remember a few years back, where like one of this, like the engine detached from the train, but the autonomous system didn't realize it broke off, so it ran away like 120 miles.
I feel like I vaguely remember an incident where an autonomous train derailed in the middle of nowhere in Australia, and they didn't realize it, and they sent in a second train, and that just hit the first derailed train. uh,
Uh,
but anyway,
no, but like the new Shinkansen line they're building, which is the maglev line. I think that's going to be fully autonomous. I assume with an engineer of some kind on board regardless. But I think it is planned to be 100% autonomous,
okay, yeah, that doesn't
which
surprise
is
me. It feels like a good leap to take when you are building something from scratch that's going to be completely isolated anyway.
yeah, and a maglev system where it's harder to have outside interference per se, because worst comes to worst, the power goes out, train comes to a stop. It's
Yeah.
magnets.
Wait,
You
wait,
know,
just wait until they start doing the intermodal maglevs or the fish
yeah,
maglevs.
yeah.
Uh,
Fish. It's remember that one like Train 2006 route where it was like the Australia like Outback maglev or whatever it was.
God.
yes,
Yeah, that remember, and I remember someone making like freight maglevs for it. So like you'd haul the iron ore as a like freight maglev instead of on the standard gauge. That was a fun route. Um,
oh man, that takes me back. That takes me back to when we started the show. Um,
Yeah, and that's all for
When
tonight.
when we
And on
started
that
this episode
bombshell,
3 hours ago. Let's wrap it up here. I do want to say maintenance away thing. We have so current stock, and this is now out of date because I got another sale in the last 24 hours. There are 23 packs remaining of batch 3 and 42 packs remaining of batch 4 of the trading cards on our website, theironhorseman.com. I welcome you to check it out. We also have links down in the cargoes to the community channel, the Providence Northern Model Railroad Club, the Durban Model Works, that's Jader's Model Works, as well as the Gold Coast Rare Museum fundraiser, and a link to our Discord, which you are all welcome to join. Um, any more advertisements before we go?
uh,
No.
The one I put
Going
in
once, going twice.
I think.
Siebes should buy a C56.
So you should buy trading
You all
cards
should
so you
give
can
me
trade
money
with them.
so I can buy REM figures.
So true, Ben. I get a job.
I went to an interview today, okay?
I
Okay,
hope it
get
went well.
get the job then.
I'm working on it.
Get in there and
And what's
demand that job. Go out and show them that, I don't know, insert like random boomer stuff right here. Just like go and show them that you really want it. Go and
Whip
walk
out your
into a store on Main Street and demand a job.
whip out your manifest destiny. Be like,
Yeah,
this is my job now.
and they'll say you have to apply online, sir.
I know. I've gotten so many, and they say, "Oh, you got to apply online now."
Yeah.
Okay. Guess my application will sit there for 500 years.
So guesses for latest train in Amtrak.
41. Because I
41.
want to see if I can go see it.
Okay.
69,420.
Okay.
Otherwise known as the.
The
Oh, let's
newest
go eastbound
Amtrak
and
heritage
October.
unit.
What'd you say?
Eastbound Builder.
Eastbound Builder. Let's look at the Eastbound Builder. Empire Builder. Oh wait, that's westbound. Eastbound Builder. 1 hour and 26 minutes late at Williston, North Dakota. Also
Ooh.
on time at Everett, Washington, and 1 hour and 56 minutes late at Bingen, Washington. Train number 41 is on time at Hamlet, North Carolina. However, there's another one. Oh, it's 5 minutes late at Waterloo, Indiana. There is another Empire Builder to Chicago, which is 6 hours and 4 minutes late at Milwaukee,
Oof.
Wisconsin. That is the latest train in Amtrak, as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
Let's see. Silver Meteor is 3 hours late. There's an Acela that's an hour late.
I remember looking at this one a few, like 2 days ago and being like, damn, what happened? And it's like, oh, okay, the southern half of the Empire Builder was just extremely late because it got like 7 hours in Spokane.
Yeah.
It'd be like that.
It picked up 6 hours of delay in Spokane and stayed 6 hours late for the following 2 days, which
I
is
bet they got fucked by BNSF.
kind of impressive in and of itself. It means
Yeah.
that they let them through.
Kept their schedule, yeah.
Yeah, like they basically kept time. They didn't lose any additional time, so that's kind of impressive.
That's true.
Ooh,
Anyway.
97 gained a lot of time between Baltimore and DC.
Something must have happened there.
How did that happen?
Engine
Bridge out,
failure.
maybe?
I don't know.
Hmm.
Because that's not an area where you're going to get stuck behind a freight train, really.
So it is 2 Acelas, which are
An
over
hour late, the horror.
Eh.
What's your
Both left.
termination, East?
Good question. Go to Bender. Let me think on it.
Okay, Bender.
This is a link to a video on C58363 in which I have included a timestamp on it, on a part of it that I really like, 2 minutes in.
Okay.
I am currently doing my own Transport Fever 2 modding thing by stealing other people's mods and then doing stuff with it for myself, for my own personal use. And I'm currently stealing sounds from videos, and in particular, this guy has a lot of videos. He's recorded a lot of Japanese steam. By a lot, I mean a few. 180, 363, as we see here. He's done 160, some other stuff around Umakoji, including C62 too. All shot in 4K, 60 FPS. Very nice stuff. I like his work, or their work, rather.
Hmm.
I
Junichi.
just like it. I figured I should shout this guy out because I don't know, good stuff. Only kind of real.
Yeah,
fan
meanwhile,
content.
like the worst engine in Japan.
Oh, shut up.
So
It's
I'm
cute.
gonna shout out another channel called Simply, which I've been enjoying lately. Hopefully he doesn't come out to be like a racist or anything like that, because
All right.
like, no, wait, it's not this guy. Who's the guy I was watching earlier today? Because it's the same type of content, but it's apparently not the same guy. Fuck that guy apparently. No, where? We Super. That's what I wanted to shout out. I've been watching his GeoGuessr series lately, which has been
Oh
fun.
shoot.
But it's GeoGuessr with a twist.
Okay, go on.
Does he use his foot? Does he use his balls?
Insert link. It is GeoGuessr in Lego Star Wars,
What? Oh my God.
Okay.
That's cool.
Well, that's
which I've been enjoying.
that is kind of wild. Okay.
Hopefully they don't turn into a racist. Yeah.
I would like to wrap up the show. Of course, we have to do our special thanks at the end, but I'd like to wrap up the show by saying thank you to my good friend East, because during the course of the show, I received and opened a Christmas card from you and your family, and I really appreciate this. I'm not going to read it aloud because I don't want to embarrass you, but it's a very nice card. I appreciate it very much. It's also a train shaped card, which is really
Spanko
something.
Goggles.
So thank you so much.
Of
We
course.
will not
I'm
be
not
receiving
doing
anything.
Christmas cards this year because we have to send out wedding invites.
Oh, so true.
Yeah, put the wedding invite like this is the joint wedding invite Christmas card.
Yeah.
Only
I
6
hope to
months
see you at the
away.
wedding. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
No, it's still 8 months away. What am I
We've
talking
got 10 months to the wedding and 1 month to the Big E.
about?
thank
Why
you
my
to-
math was
Guys.
off?
The Big E.
Thank you to you guys for sticking it out. It's another long episode. Of course, there was an actual reason for this, and not just us losing our minds for 3 hours.
I mean, we pretty much did lose our minds for 3
No,
hours.
no, we lost our mind for the final 1 hour.
That's
I mean, to be fair, I lost my mind after I somehow won the Royale. I'm a god.
Well, as long as it's not going to your head.
Oh, it's going straight to my
Yeah,
head.
remember what happened
To both
last time
sides,
where
actually.
remember what happened when you lost? Let's not do that again.
Well, that was more of Brian more than losing, but yeah.
No,
it's
it
been-
really wasn't. But thank you to guests, viewers, Steve and Wes. Thank you to whoever sets up these cameras, and we will see you next week. I almost said this is the Admiral signing off. In case of emergency, call Conrail. Goodbye.
Boy.
I run figures.